Hello and welcome, everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your week. I hope everybody had a phenomenal spoopy day. Last night, I had the distinct pleasure of going to a murder mystery night sponsored by my buddy, so that was a lot of fun. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things are tremendously helpful and really go a long way in order to help all of us. If you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, we do have an entire campaign slot available for Friday earlies, and we have 2 open slots available for our Friday evening and our Saturday early campaigns. All you have to do is reach out to me and let me know. So, why don't we jump into the action with our fighty cleric's words of what happened last session.
Last session, we took off flying on a rock that was piloted by Dwayne, the giant. We came close to some ruins, and he decided that our plan, which was explained to him accurately, it seemed, was to throw the rock that he was holding, not the bird that he was flying, and us down there. We would then feather fall to a safe landing. However, we didn't explain close enough that it needed to be rock first, a second, and he just threw all of us at the same time. A couple of us bounced off rocks, but luckily, off the big rock that he had thrown, luckily, we had enough wizards to cast Featherfall on everybody. Everybody landed safely. A battle ensued. We beat up a lot of Selezos. Oh, no, not Selezos. A lot of military from the Empire, Zemnian Royal Guardsmen. It worked out fairly well. The one big explosion, which would have been really detrimental, was next to the guy who was immune to fire. So, other than that, we did a fairly good job. There was a lot of magic casts. There was a lot of beating up going on. Capriccio conjured polar bears, which seemed to absorb almost all of the few shots from things like I don't remember what they had, ballistas and catapults and things like that. Those all seemed to hit polar bears, which made us very happy and unfortunate for the bears. After that, we found a little bit of a map on something, and then during we came across a map room, and in there we took an hour or so to make a copy of it. We noticed in writing that there was something in Undercommon. Theo translated it, and it said that there was also a smaller map that was called Delilah's, that said this is where Delilah's study was. That kind of alarmed us, since our last interaction with Delilah was fairly horrible. Sinclair noticed a couple people coming down the hallway, so he shot them. They died very easily, very quickly. He animated one of them to be a specter. We questioned the specter, and he pointed at the map and showed where he had been digging, because he was an archaeologist. And we seem to only be a few hundred feet from where we currently are, which is not actually in the main battle, which is just on the other side of this sort of mountainous, hilly area that we are in. But we're just a few hundred feet away from what is on the map noted as Delilah's study. And we've decided that of the shorter routes to go between where we are and Delilah's study, we would make our way over there, trying to be stealthy or perhaps invisible, so that we don't have to get into a complete fight with everybody down here. And I think that sums up everything of where we are. We are entering a cave entrance into the sort of underground facilities of the Zemnian people, military of this area.
So, you all just completed your rest, regaining what resources you all can, and copying down the massive map that you are all also taking with you. As you begin traveling down this corridor.
There is one thing that we need to resolve.
Yes.
The commune with nature.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I have everything right here. Alrighty. In this territory, there are bile blights, which are prevalent plants that exist down here. There is obsidian rock aplenty. There's also hellstone in this area, another prevalent mineral. There are no animals in this area. There seems to be roughly about 300 people down here in total. A total of 20 powerful individuals out of the 300. There is one celestial. There are 4 fae. There are 20 fiends. There's 1 elemental. Hundreds of undead. And if you need a more specific number than that, give me a second. Would you like a more specific? Or hundreds describes it well enough for you?
If I can get it specific, why not?
Give me a second while I think about that one.
And if I need to roll, I roll it. I don't mind.
No, it's not role-based. I already have all the maps.
Okay.
I'm counting as either, I'm guessing, undead right now.
No.
I'm going to assume he's not counting us.
No, you all are within the calculations.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yes. 615 undead. There is 2 influences from other planes within this area. One is an influence from the Shade. The other is an influence from the Realm of Dreams.
Okay. I will, at the end of this communion, which is, I think, 11 minutes, I will relay all of this information to the group.
Now I can throw out that handout. Thank you. Thank you for DMing me that last week, by the way.
No problem.
Yeah. So all of you hear about all of this influence down here.
Quite
So
a
we
large
need
number.
to be very careful while we're traveling this place.
Theo, are you an elvish also character? Yeah, okay. Just trying to take a little Fey head count.
He's not Fey then.
No, I know.
Did we just to recap from the last session, did we end up casting those invisibility spells and going through, or are we discussing that part now?
You all planned to do that. We'll see how that actually works.
Because, so we have 2 paths ahead of us. If I recall, we could either take a shorter path that's wide out in the open, or we could take a longer path that would be a little bit more, stealthy for us to approach to get to Delilah's study, I think, right?
Well, as long as we have some buffs to help out with that problem, it shouldn't be that bad to get across.
I don't think we're in any specific hurry, so the longer route is probably fine.
I think the opposite. I think the less time, the better. Because right now, probably their most powerful people are distracted by Dwayne, which we don't have to worry about them being on patrol or in the way.
But
plus, it'd be best for us to get to Delilah's library before them.
Sure, but aren't we only talking about a few hundred feet? So we're talking about a variation of minutes.
I guess I don't know. If the short one is an hour, is the long run?
The short way is within an hour. The long way may take you 2-3 hours, with or without obstacles.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine you're going around the perimeter of New York compared to cutting through.
Yeah, it's like 100 or so feet down, but we still got to go around through these tunnels to get to it.
Right.
Well.
So it's your guys' call what you would like to do with that information.
Over the table, as a New Yorker, you cut through. You don't go around.
I second that motion.
All right, that's 2 votes for cutting.
I go through.
1, 2, 3, 4 out of 7. They
5.
have it.
I'm
5.
cutting through too.
Hell yeah.
But except for this is sneaking around, Fordrum. So
no, this isn't sneaking around. It's sneaking through. That's the point.
Oh, okay. That's the difference.
There's a direct stealth in this.
It's sneaking amongst.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So, Argan, should we cast invisibility on the party then?
Yeah, might as well.
Before y'all cast anything, I would suggest if we have any kind of additional buffs, cast those before invisibility, because if you cast invisibility before the buff, that person's no longer invisible.
Oh, yeah. So I guess if Capriccio, if you want to do your thing first.
If you think we'll require it, I'll do it.
I don't think it hurts to have it.
Yeah, better
Have
safe
you
than
seen
sorry.
how stealthy we are normally?
Besides you and Zurazar, especially Zurazar, the rest of us aren't what I would consider to be overly stealthy. Though Theo, I think, did well the last time, but the rest of us are terrible at it.
Okay. And then I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
All right. Can you get 4, Argan, or can you get 3?
I can get whatever you need.
I can get 4. You take
Okay.
3.
Yep, I'll do 3.
One of you has closer to infinite spell slots. Alrighty.
So who are you turning invisible?
Everybody.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we're
actually
getting
no. I need to know who has who invisible. It matters.
That's true.
So Theo, type me.
Okay.
Everybody who you are getting underneath you. So you type out whoever you are getting. So me would obviously be you.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any requests? Does anybody prefer to trust Argan over Theo?
I'm going to trust the person with the Constitution proficiency.
I think that's both of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, both of them are pretty fucking tough.
I'm gonna trust the professor.
He doesn't have his legendary chair, though. Okay.
I don't care.
These will be the 4 I get then. If
That's 41.
God.
But
I'm gonna burn.
Wait,
my
guys,
session.
guys, you're not rolling yet. Okay.
Oh.
Argan, I need you
I do.
to type out your 3.
Okay.
I just need it in writing so everybody is aware it is
Yep.
there.
I fought from
Thump drum? Thump drum.
from.
that's my
Heard 'em.
ancient dwarven spelling. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's ancient Dwarvish script, that is.
Arden, did you take a hit? Did you take a good hit on your head in that last fight, or?
Maybe.
All right.
He's not the same without his chair.
I'm not.
No.
So do we actually roll now?
Yes. If you already rolled, you're fine, but
this would also be at advantage since we're invisible, right?
that is correct.
Oh, good.
With advantage and with a plus 10.
You already rolled, Capriccio.
Right, but I didn't roll with advantage.
Great roll for me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I will roll you here in just a sec. So straight
worries.
roll for sin.
Also, I like to imagine Zurzar's stealth isn't him like crouching down or anything. He just has his hands behind his back and just walking normally. Just everyone just sucks at seeing.
It's just
Why is everyone crouching? You're invisible.
It's like, the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
You know, it
then.
makes sense that I didn't think of that.
I would like a survival check from whoever painted the map because you cannot see the map while you are holding it.
I think that would be me.
Alrighty then.
Oof.
That's good.
that's not bad.
Yeah, 17's
Yeah.
not bad. All you have to do is remember the map and not forget about all of those places that said no. You all begin traversing down this tunnel. As you are wandering through, bless you. As you are wandering through, you begin to notice that there's noises echoing up this chamber, barely being able to reach up to all of you. And after about 10 minutes of traveling, you all are redirected by Theo to head down a separate path. Starting to move to the right-hand side down this path. You travel for another 5 minutes or so. And at this point, the echoes of voices are filling the air of this tunnel system. The echo of 200 people that all of you are aware are down here. 20 of which are notably very powerful. Based off of your knowledge, of course, Capriccio, keep in mind you and your allies would qualify as notable, very powerful people. So that's 7 of them. You all begin moving past this building. Very ancient, dull gray stones shape into a small home or hovel for individuals to sleep in this area once upon a time ago. Now, the ceiling is broken through from some battle of old that has left its scars on this remaining town. You see that there's about 5 Zemnian guards sitting, armor off right now, presumably on their break or off shift, playing cards with one another. None of you the wiser of what they are speaking about or doing right now. As you all are moving upwards, does anybody in this party have a bad passive? Oh, Argan, I would like a perception check from you, please. What'd you get?
Even for me.
Okay. As you all pass by this hovel, everyone else who is accomplished in their ability to see and awareness of their surroundings easily step over a tripwire metallic can trap that you all discern. One by one, you gingerly step over, moving past it. Argon taking up the rear, however. You end up bumping it, and all of you hear the clattering. Dung, 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 dung.
I was gonna ask if I saw before, could I attempt to disarm it?
Not without breaking your stealth.
I
We're
mean,
invisible, though.
You'll
could we
still be
just let
invisible.
Argon- Could we just let Argon know that it's there?
If you wish to speak right next to all of the people in that house.
Well, Pass Without Trace says that we're surrounded by silence. I don't know if you consider that move.
Oh, then if you're surrounded by silence, how do you talk to one another?
True.
If we're surrounded by silence, does that mean it would break my stealth if I were to disarm the trap?
No. I'll allow you one attempt very quickly. I'm
Okay.
going to set the DC to... Actually, you're probably just going to passively beat this. Don't roll a 1.
Okay. No promises. I gotta check one thing before I do it, because I'm always... this is the first time I think I'm using Gloves of Thievery with this.
It gives you a static plus 5. It doesn't give you
Yes.
advantage.
Right, no, that's what I was making sure if it was plus 5 to that or not. Yeah, 18.
18, already. Oh, wait. You actually did have a fail margin on that. Huh. Yeah.
Wait, if I failed...
No,
Oh, did I fail?
You did not. You did not.
Okay, good.
The trap was set at a DC of 16.
Ooh.
I just thought
Ah.
for some reason as a rogue you probably had plus 15.
No, I just... My specialty is forgery.
Yes, that's right.
Do you have to remake my stealth?
I would appreciate it, yes.
Okay.
But you gingerly go over, cut it, and slowly start moving it while maintaining the tension, wrapping it around your arm as the trap of all of the metal isn't directly in front of you. It's the wire that connects to the metal in other places. And as you get over towards one of the stones, you take it and hook it, keeping the tension taut so none of them sway or move so much as a couple of inches.
That is also a severe, severe failure to severe success. That's a 45.
Okay. Now, Argon, you continue walking by, none the wiser that you were about to cause a trap to be triggered.
With my percent passive, I'm sure I'm not even aware that he did anything.
Oh,
So.
of course not. No. So, you all continue traveling. You all... Yeah?
With the 2 stealths Zurazar just rolled, none of us knew he undid a trap. Like,
Yeah.
it was probably gone before any of us actually got there. So.
Come to think of it, I don't think any of you are aware that Zurazar is remotely a rogue yet, right? Oh, no, he did disarm one trap in front of you guys. Okay.
We know.
Wait, shit! Did we forget? Did we forget Zurazar?
Where'd he go?
I'm right here.
I don't
So, continuing your journey. You move past a handful of these small hovels, with only 1 or 2 Zemnians in each of them. Clearly, the outskirts of this territory has been designed in order to safeguard the people who would be taking their breaks, taking their few hours of respite between work or patrol or whatever they all are doing down here. you begin to look at the wide open sky opening up inside of this canyon. The area Dwayne was throwing boulders, not rocks. He rides a rock, he throws boulders into.
Okay.
Multiple different hovels and homes destroyed in this open area. You begin to notice exactly how large this city is. The outskirts where all of you are, you're moving through, and you see it's almost shaped like a crater. It's a divot all of the homes are built into right now. Wandering. Everybody other than Argon, you notice that there is a silver thread in front of you that extends all the way around this city. As you are looking at it, further away, you hear a familiar incantation in an unfamiliar sounding accent to you all. Everybody who is a ritual caster or who has ever studied Arcana, you are fully aware that they are patrolling this area with some amount of mages constantly casting a line of alarm around the city. As that is happening, you hear from somewhere else an audible alarm goes off, and then the sounds of a clash or battle taking place. Only a few moments go by before it is done. You all are presented with your second obstacle.
You guys all see that magical ring, right?
And we'll do stage whispers so you guys don't actually have to whisper.
Yes.
I do see it, yes.
Don't know what it does.
What magic
But
ring?
yes.
Now that it's pointed out to you,
Argon.
Argon, it's very easy for you to notice.
Oh, well, it's an alarm spell. Let's just hope it's
That
not
sounds
like
alarming.
the last one we set off. Last one we set off was tied to a bomb. We blew up the house we were in. Do I? Let's see here. Do I know if we dispel it, if it will set it off,
No,
or
it would
it will
not.
not set it off?
But it would break the invisibility on the individual who casts the spell.
Right. And if I break the invisibility on myself, will it break it on the other two?
No, it will not. Only on you.
But if I have to cast it again on myself, I would break it on them then because
That
I'd
is
lose
correct.
concentration.
Well, you
Right.
could if you have dual focus. Do you?
Which I don't.
Okay, then.
What are the races of people who live in this town?
Nobody seems to be living here. It's more like it is occupied by the Zemnians. Predominantly human, a couple of dwarfs. You know they do have a fairly high halfling population and gnomish population as well.
Okay. I'm just wondering if I've seen a dwarf that, like one that had been killed in this battle so far or something like that, because then I could change into the uniform and
Oh, I could do something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I could just disguise myself with magic.
Oh. All right.
The highest level spellcaster in the party.
Do we want to do that?
Well, I'm wondering what the trigger is for the alarm spell. There's about a bunch of thems walking around. So why would thems not be setting this off when us would? I think the only difference in some of our physiology or bodies is the suits they wear.
So there's
Or
no
we're us as in not thems.
Yeah.
the alarm spell. They would have to be inside of it because once you break the alarm spell, it goes off. It's not like some of the more powerful stuffs like glyphs of wardings where you can program it to ignore certain people. It's basically a string, and if you break the string, you get notified. Now, they may be crossing to it and then recasting it because they know that they set it off because it only covers so large of an area.
Oh.
And some of y'all have already set off a different alarm as it is.
Yeah, I think they're a little too busy to worry about what was happening out there. How close
What
are
if
we,
one of
Theo?
us turned into like a small rodent or something and broke it that way? That way they think it's just some innocuous little thing that they don't have to worry about.
Argan, I would recommend you read your spell again. It's been a while since you cast it.
Oh, until this. Oh, you guess you can. All right, so you can designate. Sorry.
It's when you cast it, you designate specific creatures that can pass through and others that cannot.
Yeah, but it does not tell you what type of thing passed through it.
Correct.
So if they have it so that animals won't set it off, a small animal won't trigger it.
There are
But
no
if
animals here.
Well, I know. I'm answering Braska's question. If somebody did turn into an animal with polymorph or everything, either it wouldn't set it off, or it would set it off and they wouldn't know the difference on whether it was an animal or a person.
Yeah, I guess my thought was I would have set it to just be anyone not in uniform would set it off, since they all seem to be in uniform.
Yeah, anyone not of the Empire would trigger it, probably would be the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Theo, how close are we to the room that we're trying to get to?
Let me take a look.
You all are about 30 minutes of travel time until you get there. The end of your spell is where you would get to that area. Like, you would have 5 minutes or so if you aren't held up here for 5 minutes.
So we're about halfway.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a good reason for this, but we're all invisible, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we just booked it and let them think, huh, that's weird?
Yep, and if we see a wizard looking for invisible people, we just kill it? I don't know.
We would have to no, because once you try to kill him, then you're invisible.
Oh.
Would we have to cross the wire in order to continue on? Is that the problem, or are we just looking at the wire?
Yes.
So I can dispel it, and I will stay visible, and everyone else can go farther ahead of me. And if it gets to the point that I need to be invisible again, I'll just recast it on the group that I did it before. If I need to burn the second slot, then I will.
Okay.
I could do
What
one
about
better. I can have the
Zurazar, who
specter.
doesn't really seem to need the invisibility?
I have my focus on him right now.
And I don't know that Zurazar can disable this. Can you dispel magic, Zurazar?
Not quite yet, but that is possible.
I tried.
I have an idea.
Yes.
What if I just send my specter to go along the perimeter of this wire, tripping it left, right, and center, and just keep following the entire string until he gets to the end? You know, if he dies, he gets to go to the afterlife. If he lives, he gets to go to the afterlife in 24 hours.
Sounds like a pretty sweet deal for him.
Right, but once they realize what's going on, they're going to be putting everything in a probably higher alerts.
Yeah. I think it has some merit in the distracting them if we were trying to run one way and have them lead them to another, but I don't think that's our goal. Our goal is to not for them to not know we're here.
Well, actually, to back on Sinclair's idea, though, my thought process was something similar, but instead of just having the Spectre, we all enter from a random side, and then we meet up. We run towards the location that we are heading towards. This way, the alarm is going off from all different directions. These guys are panicking, seeing what's coming in, and then we're just rushing through to the.
Right, but that still tells them there's someone here, as opposed to if I dispel it, they don't know anyone's here.
Right.
Well, wouldn't they still get a notification that
No, I
their
already
spell
asked
is no
that.
longer active?
No.
I already asked that, and Joey said it does not set it off.
Dispel magic silences notifications.
Well, third level spell beats first level spell. That's my logic behind it. But yeah.
Yeah. So no, dispelling it will not cause it to go off.
So why don't we just do that?
That was my suggestion.
Right then.
Does
All right.
creating one of your globules break stealth?
Yes, that will still break stealth.
Oh, okay.
And it would break stealth for someone to use it. So now 2 people would be out of stealth.
Well, I'm just
even
saying
if
the Spectre could use it.
even if you're not invisible anymore, so long as you remain close to me, you could still hide.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to dispel it.
Okay.
And then because I keep forgetting to do it, I'm going to, while I'm here, I'm using a potion. I'm using a scroll to cast telepathic bond.
So, before you do this,
Mm-hmm.
who here is proficient in survival?
Yo,
I want all of you to roll me survival checks.
Everyone or those who are just proficient?
Those that are proficient.
1 second. Roll 20
Can you
seconds.
check to see if I'm proficient?
You are, but let me check.
Fordrum got it, though. Fordrum, being somebody who is good at surviving.
Oh, you're not? Sorry.
Fordrum being somebody who is good at surviving. You realize that the mages are patrolling towards your direction right now, meaning if you cast a dispel on it here, they would notice something went wrong here. Whereas if you wait for them to go past it, or if you go past where they've already been and do this,
Right.
they wouldn't get back to there presumably for hours, rotating around the city, just hours.
So that's going to be my report. Look, the mages are coming this way. Let's just move that way, the way that they've just been. And then once we get down around over there, about a block or 2 or 3 from here, then if we decide to do it, if they keep on this circle, the chance of them being able to know and come back to us is limited.
Well, if we send the Spectre back the direction that they are coming from, and he triggers it and continues triggering it, that gives Argon a respite of being able to dispel here. They're not going to pay attention to here. They're going to be paying attention back behind them where they were.
Yes, but like Zurazar said, that puts them in a heightened sense of alert because there's a Spectre magically messing with their spell.
And they'll definitely know that someone is now here.
Right.
Maybe it depends because there are plenty of undead down here.
But I'm assuming they're undead and they're probably not going to set off their alarms.
I could not tell you if they are.
The other
So-
point is we don't know if the undead sets off this alarm. Because if it's just larger things, the Spectre might just dance over the wire back and forth and it might not do anything to him. Or
I
be-
would rather burn the spell and have it be a couple hours before they notice it than immediately set it off in the wrong direction. I don't want to set off an early alert if I don't have to.
But I
Plus
think,
okay.
sorry, but I think moving to where they had been so that they
And
continue
that's
their
fine.
path one way away from us and us heading in the general direction, just not specifically at it yet.
Yeah, I would rather them know that we were there rather than we are here.
Right.
Because at that point, there's nothing they can do about it. Our job's done.
So let's move this way around.
Alrighty. So all of you wander, deviating from where you currently stand, just by a couple of minutes. At this point, you're going to be very hard pressed on time once you arrive over at Delilah's room. You go past the mages, a few hundred feet or so, as they have one of them rotating around, looking, speaking in Zemnian, and the other one is actively ritually casting their spells.
What is he saying in Zimnian? I still have tongues.
Tongues only last an hour. You guys short rested.
I had tongues up at the end of the last rest because I needed to understand.
That's right. Good call. I apologize. Their conversation is this. It would appear that there was probably just an isolated incident from the giant. It's fine. We'll find where its stations is, and we'll be able to experiment with our new serum against it. I believe that serum should be very beneficial. We just need to make sure it's positioned in the right direction. No more controlling it after that. It's creepy looking at this city, isn't it? It's just magic. That's all it is. But it's old magic. So, I do not sense any invisible threats nearby right now. And he rubs his eyes.
Thank God for
well,
Pass Without
you're
Trace.
invisible, pass without trace, and the average group stealth is 26.
Yeah, Pass Without Trace is what's saving us because that prevents detecting us.
I'm just saying, Fordham's not good at this whole thing, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap Theo on the shoulder and motion for him to telepathically link to me because I don't think that would break stealth.
What motion does he see?
Oh. Well, I tap him on his head.
Okay. Theo, you're tapped on the head.
So who did it?
But their conversation will continue. Oh, what were you saying, Theo?
I was wondering, did Argan actually cast the scroll for
we haven't done
telepathic
it yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. That's why I was stopping.
Because I haven't dispelled yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will continue their conversation. So, what is the story about what happened here? Foul magic connected to the shade, purged through many of the individuals here, made it, well, unlivable by many standards. That and Vecna's influence corrupted many of the individuals here. It's disgusting. Well, so long as we do not disturb the dead, they will remain as nothing but guardians for us to utilize. Decent tool, if I might add. I agree.
Oh, I'm
decent
so
tool.
unleashing these undead on them.
Hey, there's hundreds. Well, that's good. Then they just continue doing what they're doing. You've all made it far enough past them that you no longer hear them. Argan, now you may do your thing.
Alright, I will cast a spell.
Roll it in chat so everybody can see what it does. And I will narrate it out loud. Oh, not that one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah. We know what Dispel Magic does.
Oh, okay. I have a scroll, by the way, because I don't have this memorized and I don't want to spend 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. So, you take out the spell scroll, which will break your stealth and break your invisibility. You're still casting a spell even as it's through an object. You forge a telepathic link among up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychically linking each creature to all the others for the duration. Creatures with intelligence score of 2 or lower aren't affected by the spell. Until the spell
Roscoe.
ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through the bond whether or not they have a common language. The communication is possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes of existences. So, all of you immediately hear a little white noise in the back of your minds, this little high-pitched hum, and then you begin to hear... You know what? I just need to know. Braska, what is your static, like, surface-level thought that you're always thinking, like, while traveling?
I'm hungry.
Bacon, 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 bacon.
Making bacon pancakes.
Why? Everyone else is just thinking, why do my thoughts smell like bacon?
And all of you hear each other's surface thoughts immediately. Fordrum, what is your surface thought in this moment?
Just don't be the one who alerts everybody. Don't be the one who alerts everybody. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Alrighty. Argan,
I'll fuck this up again.
you're the only one who can control your surface level thoughts because you're the only one who was aware that you were doing it. Sinclair,
Yeah.
what was your surface level thought?
I am so going to unleash all these undead on these Imperial dogs.
Capriccio?
Did I water the garden? I totally watered the garden. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Theo?
I wish this group would just pull the trigger already. Just can't wait.
And Zurazar.
If these people don't do anything, I will very soon.
So all of you hear those thoughts instantaneously in your minds and then realize, oh shit, there's somebody else in here. There's everybody else in here.
There's a bit of a pause, and all you hear is, I meant what I thought.
Same.
Capriccio
In
goes,
all fairness,
I watered
I'm
the
probably
garden,
gonna fuck
right,
it up
guys?
first.
I did remember you watering the garden.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's true. Braska probably will fuck this up before me.
Guys, they have another serum that they're going to use on Dwayne when they find him. They said it's going to allow them to control him and experiment on him. Also, they're planning on using the undead as a tool for intruders. Also,
Okay.
this area was disrupted by the Shade, corruption, and Vecna's influence over this region.
Have you considered that this might actually be Vecna's influence corrupting them right now?
Oh, more than likely.
So
She was all about the dead.
what I'm meaning is there's a very rational prospect here that these people don't really realize what they're doing. But on the offhand, and we don't exactly know, so we just treat these people as we would a normal enemy, and we just deal with them as usual.
Is the Shade the same as the Shadowfell?
No, it is not, but you're proficient in religion, so you may roll.
Arden, burn my inspiration for the session and
Okay.
roll straight.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. What do you get?
16.
Not bad. You're not positive what specifically the Shade is. It is supposed to be the closest connected plane to the Shadowfell, but that's really all you can remember off the top of your head. It has significance. It has lore behind it that you are aware of. You just can't think of it right now in the moment.
It's like Shadowfell adjacent.
It is the closest material plane to the Shadowfell.
I wonder if that walker is from the shade. But yeah, I tell them that this area is enriched with the energy of the shade, so might be what the portal's going to be for.
Maybe, but we spent a lot of time waiting for them to get past. So let's move while we can talk in each other's heads. I will stay 10 feet back from everybody else so that I have time to keep from crossing corners until they do, and so on and so forth.
But how will you know?
Because you can all talk in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah.
Why does it smell like bacon?
I'm keeping my eyes open for something that looks like another serum, maybe little bottles or vials.
I think I now understand what Proska's saying is how I know within 10 feet of everybody, which is kind of how I've always wondered how we've been doing this. But I'm gonna burn another spell. I'm gonna cast See Invisible on myself because I had that prepared. So now I can see everybody.
Oh,
that's not concentration, is it?
No, it is not.
It's not.
Okay.
No, it is not. So, interesting thing, Argon, as you cast that, you see in the ethereal side of this realm, there are hundreds of floating, slumbering specters all
Now this is
around.
Oh, you do see into the ethereal with See Invisibility.
Do.
I'm used to the other one that I cast, True Searing. I don't use this one very often.
Yeah. So you look around and they're everywhere, just floating. In fact, right now, Theo is standing inside of one.
They're spirits or
specters of some variety. They look
so
similar to what Sinclair has, but less active and wispy, and they're just floating with like closed eyes.
The ethereal plane's very busy around us right now.
I don't know what that means.
What's in it?
Looks like specters or spirits or something.
Well,
Usually you
there's a
get
lot of dead
fishes.
folk here.
Oh. All right, well, let's move.
Moving.
With your
Moving.
open spot within all of the connecting lines, you all begin traversing through. Moving past the first barrier. Looking at this grand city that is in rubbles and ruins, you can clearly tell that Dwayne did not do nearly as much to it as possibly everybody else has. Whatever happened here previously, something that none of you are fully aware of, it was a devastation to a massive, massive civilization. What the hell was that? Sorry, apparently I was in a Discord chat this whole time. I apologize.
Does anything here remind me of Isocross, the town in Isocross, the ruins?
Roll me a history check.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, this is a floating city. I'm thinking it's from that same era.
Yeah.
29. This is relative within maybe 100 years of what you've seen in Isocross. For a better angling towards time, you would need to talk to a dwarf.
Hate dwarf in my head. How
Good
much
thing we keep one of those in retainer.
What's the architecture and stonework like compared to the crashed ruins in Isocross?
Ah, hold on.
Which
You want a
one?
history or what would you like?
Our dwarf or the king?
Your
Our
special ability, does that just give you advantage or does it give you just knowledge?
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it's advantage.
Stone cunning. Whenever you make related on a stone track, you add double proficiency
Okay.
instead of your normal proficiency.
History check. With advantage.
A double proficiency. So it's plus
So
5,
expertise.
Yeah, plus an additional 5.
which is about what advantage works out to be. But
So 19 plus 5, 24.
So, looking at the stone of this area, you go over to one of the rubbled buildings and begin touching it, looking at it. In relation to time, you believe that this is older than Isocross, but not by a super large margin. Like a developing city or nation would just develop a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit faster. That's all.
And it might also have to do, because I'm looking at it from an architectural standpoint and how these stones were cut. So this is different stone. And it may have also not aged as poorly since it's here, or aged quicker because it's more temperate.
Well, it's in a much more harsh environment. Wide open canopy, storms in the mountains. You're in the middle of a tropical area.
That's what I mean. This
Yeah.
place would age where the other one's sort of frozen in time, for lack of a better term.
You're fairly certain that this is older, but within the same era.
Yeah.
But I guess so. Maybe I wasn't clear with my question. Is it like, would it be like a similar civilization, or like if I would feel that it was on? I'm wondering if this is like a sister city to the one that was in Isocross.
Okay, I apologize.
I think it's more like an uncle city. It's like it was older.
It's
uncle,
older?
No. This is draconic in nature. This
Oh,
was
really?
definitely crafted with draconic influence in this territory, much like those places in Isocross.
Okay.
So it's related.
Right. It's related, but like I said, it's like the older uncle to the younger city. So this one was developed, and then later, probably some of the refinements had been made, and then that's what Isocross one was.
Well, from what we learned about the Isocross one was rifts happened, the wild magic surge, and their city got torn through time and space, and lodged floating into new regions, crashing into Isocross. I wouldn't be surprised if there are more remnants like this elsewhere.
One stupid sapphire. All right, let's keep moving.
Yep.
So, continuing to traverse through. You've noticed this segment of the city that you all are traveling through. It's quieter than the other ones. Not magically so, just less individuals seem to be patrolling locally to here or moving around locally to here.
Keep my eyes peeled for serum of some sort.
Okay. Then you start to notice why. Inside of some of these hovels, the first one that you start moving past, you see these two-legged rabbit-like creatures that have large circular mouths with rows of grindy, sharpened fangs that contract and extend over and over again. They remind you a lot of those creatures in Isocross some of you have come across thus far. These ones seem a little different. More of a grinder of a mouth.
The reach out and grab you ones or the swallow you ones? Which one does it remind us of more?
The dogs that we skipped over the fight because they were so underleveled compared to you.
Oh, I don't remember those then.
There was
That's how
one where there was like
insignificant
6
they were.
dogs and then just one fireball.
Oh,
You pass by another one of the hovels, and you see
Are they
that
sleeping?
they're... no, they seem to be eating something.
What
You
are they eating?
Do you wish to stop, linger, and find out?
Yeah.
Braska, keep moving.
God damn it. Damn
Yeah,
thoughts.
And I can also
They never
see
do me
you,
any good.
Braska.
Ooh, is that bacon?
I can see when you stop moving.
So, you pass by another one. And as you are moving through, Argon, you make eye contact with a Zemnian guard hiding in the corner. Eyes wide right now. As small as he can possibly be. You see inside of this hovel, there are 2 of the lost creatures. The ones with the massive mouths on their stomachs. And he's just staring at you.
Are they like staring in at him?
No, they don't seem to notice him as he's quivering and shaking in the corner.
He's just afraid to move out of the room.
Yeah.
There's a guy in that room. And he sees me, but he seems to be too afraid to move out of the room.
Okay, so leave him.
Okay. Does anybody else see him, or is he invisible and that's the reason I see him?
He's invisible. That's the reason you see him.
Okay, I'm just going to wait as I walk by.
Bye.
Looks like a you problem.
Yeah.
Continuing your journey through. After another short period of time, you all come across a much more, well, reconstructed section of this city. You see that some of these lost creatures are inside of these hovels and homes, but they have the incredibly long bars extending around all of the areas that would allow them to escape. But notably, these long bars all have locks on them that look like they could be opened with a moment's notice. You see some of them are actively weeping. As some of you pass by, you hear a somber from one, and when you look over, you see it as a creature whose arms are bound to the cages, weeping towards you. But these arms are dozens of feet long, coiling towards the ground, and have sharpened hooks for hands. You see the sharpened hooks start aiming towards you, Argon, but they can't shoot right now.
These are the same experiments that were in the other one.
Is Argo the only one that can see these things?
Oh, all of you can see them.
They seem
They look like the
sad.
hungered or the
lonely.
The lonely.
harpoon?
The lonely.
Lonely.
Yeah.
The huggers.
The ones that just want to hug.
What are these nightmares?
Exactly that.
Aw.
Byproducts of magic gone wrong.
You can stay away from those. They're really terrible.
Argon,
What?
would it be bad once we're through this area and we've gone further to have my Spectre go ahead and open all these cells? So that
Yes,
they will...
it would be bad. Because even if they do kill everything here, that doesn't mean they're going to stay here, and you'll be setting them loose on the countryside, and Lord knows what innocence.
Fine.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Continuing moving forward, everybody. You see, you've entered into a town square of sorts. The reconstruction of these buildings is nothing short but a magical implementation in order to make it more livable and survivable. As you are looking around, you can see that there are magical baubles around some of these 2-story stone buildings that float up and down. Argon, you look around and some of these are floating eyes that seem to be scanning from left to right all around this area. There's dozens of these eyes littering this city streets, all of them invisible, just looking, constantly patrolling. Similar to that of the eye that you saw when you were hunting down the last Volstrucker.
Yeah, everybody stop. There's sentry eyes, invisible sentries all over these streets.
Does Pass Without Trace protect us against that?
I don't. Well,
Magical
Pass-
sensors are the only thing that could track us.
so
Does invisibility help with that?
Oh, see invisibility's only my. No, I imagine they could. I'm gonna guess. Well, no, they may not necessarily be able to see invisibility. Let me look up. I have a spell that may be what they're doing.
Are you thinking Arcane Eye?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
These are not Arcane Eyes. You're aware of.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know what they can see through. I can't cast see invisibility on another person either. Oh wait, yes I can. All right, the one person that I'm gonna guess has any ability to plot us a path through this. I'm gonna make a little ball of magic, and I'm gonna give it to Zurozar.
Oh, thank you.
This will allow you to see invisibility, which means you will be able to see them. If anyone has a chance of plotting us a course through these, it's probably you.
Well, my sort of capriccio, but I appreciate your confidence in me. It is well placed.
So, you take the bead. Are you going to activate it now?
Yeah, but I know it's going to break my stealth, so I've got to re-stealth.
It counts as casting a spell, doesn't it?
Oh, well, that's a good question, actually.
I think, if I remember correctly, it's you that casts the spell. I'm just the one that holds concentration.
Roll it in the chat. Let's read.
Yeah, I gotta remember what it is. Arcane events.
You can condense spells magic into a mode to frozen time, bade for 1 hour. This when the duration is a creature holding the spell can use its action to release the spell within.
But the spell uses Argan's spell attack bonus in DC.
But it's what it specifically says, which is it releases the spell within. It does not cast the spell within.
Yeah,
you
it's
do
like
not
those
cast the
objects.
spell. You're
Perfect,
good.
yeah. Yeah,
It's like the augment ones where they hold a spell, but
No. Those cast the spell. So those ones would break a stealth. This
It
one
says the spell treats the creature who released it as the caster.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh. Yeah,
So-
Argan, would you tell him that? Because Zurazar has no idea.
Yeah, if I know that it'll break it, I would certainly warn him. But I can also redo invisibility if we really need it afterwards.
Well, I'm also shrouded in shadows right now.
Right.
If you want me to do this, then how about we get into a nice little quiet corner? I cast it, and then I can use it, and I can continue on.
That's the only way. Unless somebody else has a different idea of how to get through here, it's the best one I could come up with. I gotta go let my dog out though, real quick. You guys can think about it or talk about it.
what exactly does pass without trace do?
Plus 10 to your stealth.
Mechanically
Yeah, but
plus
there's
10 to
others.
stealth. It makes it so you don't leave any traces behind, and there's no sound originating from all of you either.
The only way to track us is magic.
Yep.
Like this.
Like magical floating eyes.
Yep.
Joe, is it more than 1,000 feet to get past all this?
Argan would be able to answer that question. No, it's not more than 1,000 feet.
Well, Theo has the map.
Right, but Argan sees the eyes. He sees
Got
where they
it.
are. Because they're all floating in the air above, looking down. Argan, Theo is asking if it's more than 1,000 feet to get past all of this. And you would know that, no, this is only localized to this, like, town square-ish area, which takes up maybe 200 feet or so. And right now it's daytime, so you can kind of see somewhat through the clouds in this area.
So I would have told him the answer as I know
Right.
it. So
It's more than 200 feet. I do this. I can get 4 people over this, but I would have to break invisibility. I can vortex warp 2 people. I can twin cast it to get 2 people over this at a higher level, and then I can also dimension door another additional person, and that would be 4 of us.
I'm not sure that teleporting is less of an alarm than us just walking through it.
Yeah, let's see if we
I
can
thought, yeah, okay.
escape it first before we use the magic.
Argon, can you try to determine what type of spell they are? Because it's higher than what I know. And you're the more learned person.
Well, I know it's not Arcane Eye. I don't know
Does it seem more powerful than Arcane Eye?
Joey, do I have any idea what this is or the level power of it?
Roll me an Arcana check. You've interacted with this twice now. Be sure to say the number out loud so people watching the stream can hear.
Okay, I got
22.
We love 22.
Well, we do love 22.
We do love 22. So, this seems to be an alteration that is a Volstrucker specialty of some variety that is close to scrying, but you know that it was capable of discerning invisible things through its area. It was like a complete and utter perfect sentry of what it was looking at. However, you notice that whenever somebody casts a spell like scrying, it's supposed to represent the individual scrying. Each one of these eyes are the exact same eye, meaning it is one individual who is watching all of them at the same time. This is definitely a more powerful spell than Arcane Eye is, and it's an original Zemnian spell. Any more specific than that, you would need to see somebody's spell book to know.
Okay. So that's what I know. We'd have to ask what's his name to know anything more.
Reggie.
Well, if it's one person's eye multiple times, would like blinding it, like from above, like make them blind in all the eyes? Like, say Fordrum were to cast like daylight above them, the sudden bright light from darkness would cause a blinding effect.
Goodbye. But that would also, again, definitely let them know something is going on.
I'm guessing fireworks are out of the question, too.
You still have 70 in fireworks?
Same answer. It would serve a purpose. I'm just not sure if it's the purpose we want. The other answer is we just say we're close enough and just move through it.
As long as they don't see any of us who are seeable.
Well, they'll see any of us, whether we're seeable or not.
Oh.
It can see through invisibility. So it's down to our actual stealth abilities. Which leads me back to my thought point of Zurozar piloting the path.
Yep.
Well, the problem is if it's based off all of our stealth, that's going to be a lot harder than, say, teleporting us all across and bypassing it.
Yes, but
some of us are a lot weaker than others in stealth.
I'm aware of
we
that.
would lose also the pass without trace.
Yeah, let me
lose
see that
pass
map.
without trace.
There you go.
Pass without trace is not invisibility, so it wouldn't be countered. Pass without trace just makes you better at sneaking.
So if we are here on this map, I'm going to try and figure out our location on the map. Is there a hallway or tunnel that is too easily accessible around us that would take us behind cover through this area?
Yes,
That
there are
maybe-
many.
And can I determine kind of how far it would be?
What, how far?
For instance, if I were to do stone shape, I could potentially open a hole in a wall that's at least 5 feet thick. We could slip into a hallway nearby and circumvent this.
Right now, you
Or
are
if there's
inside of a
underneath.
town square. These are all stone homes, but what you've seen inside the home are all of these lost, these lonely creatures. So
I was
if you're
sorta
looking
looking
for
at-
a tunnel, you're like dead center of the city right now.
Oh, I was looking
You're-
for like down instead of.
I guess I was thinking non-magical stealth, as in Zurazar, who we know is better at stealth than the rest of us, basically plans out us moving through a hallway with cameras.
Yep.
And makes our timing for us to try and sneak through it.
Yep.
Without the benefits of invisibility. That was my thought process. Yes, it's not flawless. And
Joey,
yes, some of us are better than others.
Joey, this town center area, you said we only see the specters and stuff. There's no actual like.
None of
soldiers
you
here?
see it, just Argon. There hasn't been
Right.
any soldiers for a while now, but now that you're in the town center, you see reconstructed buildings that look like they are housing many of these lost and lonely creatures inside of them. A few of the homes look to have actual occupancy, but probably people that are more important than the common, royal guard that would be around here.
Are we close enough to just get a good peek as to what else might be in the building with the lonely? And the reason I'm asking is, one of my thoughts was, what if they're trying to unleash these creatures, but previously infect them with that same lung stuff that we found, so that they go on a rampage, but slowly over not too long a time die? So I'm trying to figure out, are there like little bags of bluish gunk?
Right. You could roll me a perception check and go up to one of the gates and look inside if you would like.
Okay.
Since they don't seem to be capable of seeing you,
I should not have had. It's 17, not a.
Okay. Looking inside these hovels and homes, nothing like bluish bags or any variety of bags in here. Just this seems to be like a almost like a gladiator den where they would unleash the lions onto people unsuspecting.
Yeah. Okay.
While all of you are having this conversation, we're deducting another 5 minutes from this time of your spell, meaning by the time you get to Delilah's thing, all of your magics will have expired. Based off of everybody's interaction so far, 5 minutes is, more than enough. Or
I still think the teleportation would be the easiest and fastest way, Argon, because Pass Without Trace doesn't protect us against magical detection, which I would think that would negate the benefit of Pass Without Trace.
But I'm still, my thought isn't to use magic, it's to use Zurazar's knowledge to be able to plan a route through it.
Right.
And I know, and we've covered this, teleportation within the bounds of the Empire is immediate notification to the powers that be in the Empire.
Yep.
So
They've already done that.
That is
It
a beacon of here.
Yes, I know that we've already done it, but continuing to ping it does not make it better.
That's true.
One ping might set off. Oh, I should maybe think about that. A bunch of pings means they're gonna send a response.
And if I may, if there's a ping in a place that's supposed to be heavily guarded, then that's going to be very bad.
I can only cover 4 anyway. I couldn't get everybody.
So,
Fortrum, would you be able to dig a small little alcove for us to just crawl under? Raise the stone up on the ground just slightly where it's like a canopy so we can go underneath. The eyes wouldn't see us.
I was already looking to see if there was a passage underneath. No, I can't make a tunnel. That would take a really long time. I was hoping that there was already sewers or something like that below that I could drop to, but that's not, it doesn't seem to be in the center of town. It seems like it's more on the outskirts or something.
Well, if you want a sewer, you would want to check the alleyways, not the roadways.
Yeah.
So we can go check on this side of the building and maybe see if there's a sewer grate.
So
Yeah, but we don't need the grate. We just need to know where it's run. So
while you all are having this conversation, you watch as from above in the sky, an individual begins floating downwards wearing soft white-colored cloak and robes that would blend in beautifully with the snow-tipped tops of this mountainside. The individual appears very slender and slim as they are falling, and very sunken, hollow cheeks as you look over and they have this massive eye patch over their left eye that has about 24 or so blinking eyes attached to the outside of it. As they land in front of one of the larger buildings, you see the door opens up, and there's an arcane flicker behind it as a particular individual begins stepping outside. As you all gaze your eyes over in that direction, we're going to go ahead and take our break, everybody. Alrighty, players, we'll be right back.
All right.
And we're back, everybody. As you all are standing there, looking at the door that just opened up with an arcane shift, met by a very highly esteemed appearing individual who was able to casually float down to the ground. You look forward, and the individual who walks out of the home this human man with gray-blue eyes has liver spots littering across all of his face and features of his body. The receding hairline revealing a graying long scalp of hair goes well past his shoulders at this point, but is very neatly kept upon him. You look over at the balding individual who stands with his shoulders presented properly, pushed backwards. The individual is immediately addressed by the man who has come here to meet him. Two of you understand Zemnian right now. Roska and Sinclair.
Technically, everyone, since they're telepathically connected.
Oh, good point.
That's also a good point, yeah.
Awesome. So all of you are hearing these in Sinclair's mind. The individual bows. Lord Ikathon.
Didn't you hear, oh fuck?
Eyes, tell me what it is that you've seen. I have not been able to see anything, sir. There was a clear disturbance in this area. Shifts of magic. But they were of foreign nature. Foreign as in not any of the targets that I have studied and learned their ways of casting can produce. It was more along the alignment of Fae. So there was a Fae teleportation within this zone. That is correct, sir. There was 2 signatures. What was the second one? I did not pick up on the second one. I believe it happened moments after the first. I was still analyzing that one. He looks over at the individual with a little disdain in his eyes. When I gave you the title of number 2, I gave that to you because you are the one who sees everything that happens. You are the one who is supposed to be my eyes out here. I will not let you down, sir. Whatever it was, I've already set up 12 of my globules. Anything that passes through here, I will see. Really? You better. Trent adjusts himself and begins peering around the area. Looking carefully.
Just for clarity, was Trent the one who floated in or came out from inside?
Came out from inside.
Thanks.
Number 2 is the one who floated in.
Yep.
Who you all can discern is Volstrucker number 2.
Dr. Evil's henchman.
This joke had to come out eventually. There's other magical disturbances within this reality that we are dealing with. Such as, sir? Such as a large arcane shift. Actually, 2 of them. Based off of the disturbance of the weave in this area. I believe one learned, scholarly, similar to that as the woman that, well, 3 has been hunting. So you believe they are finally retaliating against us? I don't know if they are retaliating or if this is a rogue professor. We'll find out. The other disturbance in the area, actually larger than that one. He lifts his left lip looking disgusting. Kryn. You believe they are working together, sir? It would make no difference. I will go to our Project's Eye. Tend to it myself. You hunt them until they die. No one leaves this area alive other than you and me. Understood? Of course, sir. Trent looks at the individual very closely, reaches into his robes and pulls out a large syringe, 6 inches of needle long. The individual begins rolling up his sleeve where you notice there are dozens of puncture wounds all across the forearm. Trent sticks it into his arm and begins pushing this large bluish-green liquid inside of him. As this happens, Argin, with your sea invisibility, you see about 5 or 6 more eyes appear in the open sky. As this occurs, the individual does begin sweating a little bit. Nobody but us. We will achieve our goals. Everything that the Volstrucker program has been working towards, we will achieve it. Yes, Lord Ikathon. As this happens, you all see a black swirl of energy moves over Trent, consuming him and disappearing from sight. A moment later, the other individual, with not so much as a flick of their wrist or anything else, shoots into the sky at a blinding speed.
So, I was able to see both of these people, right?
Yes.
Could I have used my Encyclo Manipulator on both of them?
What's that?
Where he gets to ask 2 things.
Oh, yes. I'd say
Oh.
that engagement was 2 minutes long. You could do one and then the other. What are
Cool.
your 2 questions? And it's in relation to you, correct?
In relation... Oh, yeah, compared to mine? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So what 2 are you asking for which ones?
So, I mean, I know what a wizard is, so I'm not even going to ask what their intelligence scores are. That's just that's just a silly question.
Also, by the way, just so you have more of an atmosphere, you guys are roughly like over here in an alleyway, and you saw the 2 of them there.
We'll start with Trent.
Okay.
Let's do wisdom score.
Greatly
just say
your
higher or lower.
superior.
What was that? I'm sorry?
Greatly your superior.
Greatly my superior?
He is superior to you greatly.
Okay. Got it. That makes sense. Class level.
He is your superior greatly.
Okay. That's... I mean, again, it's stuff that we kind of figured from what we've heard about him. So
Now you know.
Now we know. Now let's look at the
Super
second
short
guy.
Okay.
The second guy could be different.
Okay.
Same thing. Wisdom.
He is superior to you.
He's better than the 16.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. And
His whole theme is eyes.
True. Class level. Let's do class level 2. Why not?
He is your superior.
Okay, so more than likely, probably not as strong as Trent, but still strong.
You 100% get the vibe that Trent dwarfs him in everything. You have not met an individual yet in your life that upon interacting with them, you feel that person could crush you if they wish. That is the vibe Trent gives off to you with all of your insights. The other individual, though, he could take you heads up probably, but you have a fighting chance at least.
Zerzar kind of quiet for a moment. He'll say, both seem like right cunts to me.
Agreed.
That's
Was that-
probably a good guess.
Was that the this Trent person you keep talking about?
Yeah, the old guy was Trent, not the guy with the eye patch.
Not the guy with the eye patch. Interesting. Perhaps if we're lucky enough, we can give us a new one.
So I will tell you all that when he injected himself, more of the eyes appeared. So, and
So
it seemed to bother him a bit. So maybe we do Sinclair's idea of the distractions and see if we can drive him to create enough eyes that he just knocks himself out.
you're talking about possibly overdosing him.
Yes. If we cause enough distractions in enough places to make him overdose himself.
Here's another suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine whatever formula that is, that has to have some form of very precise alchemy. If
Probably.
slightly tampered with. That may cause issues.
For sure. If we can find it.
But the syringe is with Trent. He's the one.
Not
who-
with Trent, it's with eyes. With
No,
number two.
Trent is the one who drew it and gave it to him.
Oh, was it?
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay. I thought he had it.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
misunderstood then too. I thought he injected himself.
I unfortunately cannot fly, so I
Theo.
cannot chase after this Trent.
Arcana check. You're the only person who's learned anything about your enemies.
I'm going to use my game advantage.
Already. What is it?
26. 26.
That's the first time that you have ever seen the Volstrucker serum. And apparently this individual is so incredibly adept at it that they are able to have additional doses injected into them. You know that what it does to a human's body is devastating, and most people are nowhere near tough enough to actually live through one dose, let alone multiples, which the Volstruckers have to receive in order to become Volstruckers. This individual is... This would be the equivalent of Braska being put on cocaine for what it does to him. Haste spell on Braska. But for him, as a mage, not exactly
Right.
the same effects, but like the same quality of holy fuck that.
Right.
The Kryn are aware of the Volstrucker serum. They have no idea what it is made of, no idea of how to construct it, no idea where it is or what it looks like. You just learned more about it in sight than anybody in the dynasty has.
But if we ever see a vat in it, I'm peeing in it. Just
See what
saying
happens
it
when
now.
you add 50% ale.
50% used ale at that.
Yeah.
Purified.
Is this a little bit more yellow than last time?
Why is our serum green?
Didn't we already do that with the poison?
Mm-hmm.
Dwarf urine, great sterilizer. Go ahead.
All
That's
right.
why-
So my
that's-
thought about overloading him isn't doing any good because Trent's the one that has the
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Well, if he has a lot of eyes, then are those eyes connected to him, or are they connected to the robe?
No, so that what was injected into him amplified his magical capabilities, which is why there are more eyes now. It's
Right.
And this gentleman has been doing more than one dose. We've studied a bit of it in Jorhas, but this is I don't believe it stems from his magical capabilities, which are now enhanced.
Correct, but what I'm asking is, are the eyes a physical attribute, or are they just some magically attached to a part of his clothing or body?
You mean are they linked to the eye patch?
More if they're linked to his body as a whole. Can they be damaged? And would he feel that pain as if he were losing an eye?
I'm gonna guess no. But none of us, evidently, nobody knows much about the Volstrucker magic. If Theo's family doesn't know it, I bet mine doesn't either.
Not a chance.
Well, if we fight him, we'll have a good chance. Just stab at any eyes that he has, and I'm sure he will be much more defensive. That's more than likely.
Well, if we want to lead him away, I can lead him away by having the Spectre go into the ethereal, pop out on the other side of those eyes, and then pop in and out, wandering an opposite direction than we're going.
Put a work order in for it.
Put a work order in for it?
It is possible. From what I'm looking at, does it seem like he's... Do they both leave, or is the
They
other guy
both
still
left.
here?
Trent
Okay.
left with a wisp of black magic without using any components whatsoever, and the other individual, without using any type of components either, flew at a faster rate than any of you can run.
Well, we're not going to be able to do much standing here. We need to figure out what we're going to do, and we need to figure it out now. The longer we stay here, the more chance they have to find us. So we need to make a decision now.
So we either try and sneak through the gauntlet or we go around it. I think those are our only two options.
Unless the city has a sewer system, which would be connected in the alleyway, which we're not in.
Which counts as going around it.
But that also might be patrol as well. If that's the case, sewers being a much tighter corridor, it's much easier to be spotted down there.
Oh, but they're dark, and we are visible and quiet.
We're not invisible anymore.
All of you except Argon are.
Oh, I thought you said that popped.
No, I said by the time you get to your destination, it will have popped.
Ah, gotcha.
From how much time has already transpired. You guys only had about 10 minutes of flex time, and you've spent it discussing things already.
So, Zurazar, do you feel comfortable picking us a path to sneak through this, or do you want us to go around?
Oh, absolutely. I can pick a path.
Can you pick a path that we could all follow?
I believe I can.
By all means, lead on.
Well, should we prepare for worst case scenario? He does spot us.
Aren't we?
I
I'm
guess
sorry?
what do you mean by prepare, I
What
guess?
prepare are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I was thinking, like, depending on how far away he is, I could try to force him to come over to us, and then we could just wail on him.
Let's hold off on the teleportation magic, especially with Icky Thought looming around the area.
Well, I
We
think
saw-
he teleported away, but
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a whole lot of prep, because other than the fact that you stay invisible, so you get a shot at it if he first comes in. But
So if you want me to plot this, DM, would this be a survival check?
It would be, yes.
Oh, I'm
But
not
you
good at
need to
those.
pop the orb in order to do it. Yeah. Well, you can hand the orb to anybody.
The issue is I'm confident in my stealthing abilities. However,
Yep.
the when it comes to actually plotting a path for everyone, that might prove a bit more difficult. So-
I would have thought plotting a course through visibility things would have been stealth, not survival.
No, it's survival. You're trying to not engage with any of them and find a proper route. It's the same thing as trying to read a map. It's survival.
Okay.
You're finding a proper route. It's just, yeah, more active by doing it.
If that's the case, if we want to be more careful, I would say we go through the sewers. But that's
If there are sewers.
We don't know that there's sewers.
This is an ancient civilization city, y'all.
Yeah, sewers were
there's-
just dumped in the street.
I apologize. We seem to be having a lot of assumptions being thrown around, so this is just being very confusing. How about this? How about we continue on into the gauntlet for as long as we can? If we feel as though we're going to be detected under unfortunate means, our backup plan would be looking for any sort of underground passageway that we can rooms. If not, then we look for any buildings that we can slide in or any sort of solid objects we can hide behind. I mean this in the nicest way possible. We are in the lion's den, and we have 2 lions currently here that know someone is in their territory. At some point, one of them is going to find us. How they find us, when, can be up to us.
I would suggest giving the globule to Capriccio, since they're really good at making maps and, navigating. I think that would be a good idea. They'd probably be more adept at it than Zurzar, since he's stated he's better at sneaking than he is at tracking.
Theo's the map maker.
Well, so is Capriccio. Capriccio made the map of the underground.
No, I didn't.
That
just
was
read
Theo.
it.
No, that was Capriccio when we were in the
Nope.
The underground was Fordrum.
Yeah.
I thought Capriccio did the
players say
the
they
map.
didn't do it.
Capriccio watered the garden.
Yeah.
I did.
Where the old Volstrucker's den was. I thought that was Capriccio's magic.
Theo.
Oh,
He's got the cartography.
hmm
I thought it was a spell that they'd used.
If you're talking about those catacombs, what I did was I basically gave you a rough layout through my commune with nature.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I
create a
think.
map.
Where you learn features of the environment, but that also
Yeah,
takes, what, an hour to cast?
10 minutes.
No, 11 minutes.
11 minutes?
Well, you're still more adept at that kind of stuff than any of us are, other than maybe Theo, who map makes.
I can maybe pick us a path, but I am not very good at stealth.
Luckily for you, I am.
So maybe with the 2 of us?
I mean, I could help out, pick out a path as well if you need help, Fordrum.
If that's a possibility, let's try it. We got to get moving.
As I learned very early on in my trade, 3's never a crowd.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So, Joey, I'll pick a spot that I think would be. Could we move to there? And I'll be like, that seems like they're looking that way. This is looking that way, and see that thing would hide us from there. So could we move to that spot?
That might be doable.
And then once I decide if that's our next spot, we'll have Zurazar sneak to it and take a look and see if it's good. And then I'll move up the same way he had, letting everybody else follow. Then I'll pick where the next spot might be and then go, what about over there? And then we'll have Zurazar sneak to it. And then he'll go, yeah, but look out for this. Is that utter craziness? Or
so with everything you just described, we could cut out the middleman. You could just do that with Argon if he just tells you where all of them are. Argon can see them. He sees invisibility.
And we're all linked mentally, so he can literally tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what you were just asking, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Then we'll save. We'll save.
2
We'll
checks.
save.
Right.
What's his name's invisible? We'll save Zurazar's invisibility then.
All right, we get 2 checks, everybody. Argon, perception check.
I'm burning an inspiration.
All right.
This is where you can burn all the inspirations from every time you've ever done the
Hey,
thing. Way
dirty
to go.
20.
Dang.
Alrighty. Yeah, you see them. That meets the DC, actually. Good job. Argon, you
No
notice,
points to spare.
You notice every single one of them, realizing now that you are actively inside of a greater mage's den. The best way to be is to treat this as if this is your family home and your mother was pissed off.
So
Let's
it's
just not interact with anything and stay out of everybody's eyes.
So it's sneak out of the house night.
Yes.
That's what you're telling me.
Now you narrate or you express where each one of them are to Fordrum very, very well. Fordrum.
Do I get advantage on my survival roll?
No, you gain the opportunity to do it.
Well, then I'm burning
Can I
my
help?
inspiration for this.
Alrighty. You got him. Use them. And what'd you get?
20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You start walking your path outside of all of these eyes. You notice that they do shift as if they are being manually controlled. Like, these are extensions to that mage's eyes himself. And as they are shifting in different various directions, you end up locked in one location where you can't really move except backwards out of it for a short time. As you're starting to think, where would you go in order to evade these eyes? You notice all of them shift slightly in an off direction, and you all hear this very loud whistling sound as you see a bolt of fire shoots past, far away from all of you, and then there's some high-pitched squeal like a creature was struck by it. When you look up at the mountains, maybe 600, 700, 800 feet up in the air, you can almost make out him able to snipe this creature from that far away. He's eyes.
So once that moves and there's this bright flash of thing, do I think I now have an opening that we
Yes.
can move through?
Yes.
All right, move it quickly. Here we go.
All of you very hurriedly get the fuck out of that area and make it past several more of the eyes, leaving them behind you, so long as none of you make any mistakes with your stepping and your footing to draw their attention to look behind them. You all should be outside of their radius and range. Congratulations. You've all made it halfway there. In total, this has been 40 minutes of your guys' spells.
We hustle.
Then you break your stealth?
No. We hustle to the end of our stealth abilities remaining within.
Power walk.
Power walk.
We're not sprinting, we're jogging.
Moving through this segment of everything, you start to see that there are large boulders pinning bodies of Zemnians to the ground. You start to see that there are Zemnians out here with large chisels, pickaxes, and hammers attempting to break off the boulders in order to grab their dead and give them a respectful burial in this environment. You also notice as you were passing by them, every single one of them has a puncture wound in their forehead.
Oof.
As you keep walking. Wow. Rude. As you all keep walking. Capriccio. You notice something. Fluttering through, noticing everything in this environment as it is, you stop for a moment and look down at one of the pinned Zemnians, the first one you've seen without a puncture wound in their head. As you're looking at it, it slowly opens its eyes, revealing grayed over botches, and begins opening and closing its jaw towards you.
I kind of just stare at it for a moment in complete horror, and then I cover my eyes and I continue to follow the group.
Do I see this?
He's the only one that would notice it. Wait, what's your passive? What's his passive?
Sin's passive. Oh, it's not. He's not signed in. Just a second.
Yeah.
This is looking in the wrong place. Perception is 8, so 18.
You wouldn't notice. Only Capriccio.
19?
Only Capriccio's is high enough, 21.
Wait, 21.
It's 20. 21 is my spell save.
Oh. Well, I already told you, so we'll lower it to 20.
It's still only just him, I think.
And as I cover my eyes and I continue to follow a group, you guys see this image flashing through your minds. What I just saw. On like a loop.
Where is that, Capriccio?
I don't think we have time to look at that right now. But we know that some of these people are alive.
I don't think they're alive. I think the magic is changing them into something.
Was that the same eyes as the huggers?
No, not the same eyes.
Or what was the other thing that had the gray eyes that we ran into in Isocross? All right. Well, maybe it'll come to me.
Joey, do our characters know about Vecna? Like the history?
Are you proficient in religion?
I am not.
Then you know basic history about what transpired in Tal'Dorei.
Okay.
Or in Exandria.
So at least that he dealt with necromancy and is okay.
Yeah. That stuff at least.
Maybe his influence has something over this area.
Remember, I told you that the people might be getting corrupted because of just the area where we are.
Mm-hmm.
That this might be a side effect too. Perhaps
Right.
they died and they're becoming something else.
Well, yeah, like in Isocross, if you die, you become either a hungered or a lonely.
Which I don't know what any of those are, but
Lonely was that thing that tried to give someone a hug.
those strange
The hungered
toll.
are ones that want to
Yeah.
give you a kiss.
So are these different feelings turned manifest? Is what you're saying?
No, that's just what we refer to them as. We don't know their real names.
Fair enough.
Out of all of us, I'm probably the one most versed in Vecna because I know all old and new religion.
And your proficiency in religion gives you
Yes.
actual information on it.
Well, that and we actually dealt with Vecna when we dealt with Delilah
You-
herself.
Do you want me to roll you religion, Sinclair?
Burn my lore keeper and then go ahead and roll with it straight.
Wait, why would you have lore keeper? I did lore this week, and
I still have 2 back saved.
I don't carry those over. Do we carry those over?
We're not supposed to, but because he had the presumption of it, I'll allow him to do it this one
Okay.
time. But yeah, they don't carry over week to week. It's a use it or lose it type of thing.
Oh, I thought they were something we had to keep regardless.
Nope, use it or
that we
lose
use
it.
them.
If that
Yeah.
were true, then I'd have had a period of I wouldn't be rolling at disadvantage ever.
He wouldn't have to reckless.
There you go. Natural 20, Sinclair.
Nice. Total
Yay.
of
23. Or 29,
It's
sorry.
a
wrong
29.
thing.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
misread
what?
Sinclair. Your teachings under the Church of Ravens. You are aware that Vecna is one of the banes to your church, which is good that Vecna does not have any, permanent grips on this realm through worship or anything such as that. However, Vecna does have its traces of remnants in this environment. Something so foul and malicious cannot simply be removed, and something so deceitful and cunning would always have pockets of its aspects hidden around the world. It would be a tireless task and an impossible one for any one individual to go out of their way hunting down all remnants of Vecna's influence across Exandria. But this location, you don't think this one is known to your church. The fact that its power is so prevalent, this might have been one of the ritual sites for Vecna's grand power and rebirth to this realm before they committed their attack against Vasselheim. If that's correct, there should be a ziggurat nearby, which means the influence to Vecna and the influence to everything that it represents would have a flood of magic in here.
Well, first thing I do is everyone gets a mental image of what a ziggurat of Vecna looks like. And
Hey.
I say, if you see this, smash it.
To clarify something for you, do not touch the ziggurat under any circumstances. It has the power to disintegrate your body.
What if a thing we're holding touches it?
It has the ability to disintegrate magic.
That's scary.
Would consecrating it help?
It would take years of a practiced priest or priestess
Okay.
of your church to do that. Years to do it.
All right, then instead it'll be an image of the ziggurat. Do not touch this. You will die.
Which is a
All right.
massive
Nope,
black
coming back.
pyramid that grows out of the ground with 4-tipped prongs around it. These prongs are like little tiny hooks that extend outwards, and there's this black voided ball that rotates between each of them.
All right, good safety tip. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Touch it, even the Raven Queen can't bring you back.
Correct.
Good to know.
If you can't suppress its magic, of course. There is a fighting chance, but it's a unlikely chance for most individuals.
I'm glad we have all this new information, but I remind you all, time limits.
So, you all continue wandering.
Mm-hmm.
Sinclair, with that roll as well, you would be aware of one more thing. If Vecna's magic floods through here so prevalently, nobody wants to die here. Vecna's magic immediately clasps onto anything that is dead and defiles it immediately. Nobody wants to die here.
So the dead guy that Capriccio saw has probably been turned with Vecna's power.
Yeah.
And I relayed that to everybody. You die through any other means other than touching the ziggurat, you become her servant forever.
Vecna's a she.
Actually, I don't know that myself.
I don't even know
Vecna's a he.
myself.
It's
Yeah,
a
I just
dude.
figure it
Vecna's a
ends
dude.
with an A. It must be a female.
No, Vecna is definitely a dude, a very nappy looking dude.
Yeah, Vecna's a guy.
It's number one. All right, let's keep moving.
Actually, male, yes. Okay. Yeah, I never knew that. Huh. Makes sense.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Vecna's bald. It's fine. We could just call him bald.
Listen, women can be bold too.
Yeah, but this was written by the D&D team
But-
decades
but-
ago.
Oh, good point. Good point. There's not big enough
Here-
titties.
Here's the thing. Vecna's still nappy, so he's a nappy bull, angry wizard.
I don't. Alrighty. So, you all continue your wandering and travels. I would like another survival check, but this would be from whoever's leading the walk, not necessarily just Theo.
Well, isn't Forger in the front or is Forger in the back?
I thought
Yeah.
Forger was leading.
Yeah, I think Fordham's leading this one.
Yeah, I think I'm leading because I was doing the survival checks.
Right.
Okay, then. Go ahead, Fordrum. Roll me a survival check. The spell is coming to its end. The spells your companions have cast are coming to its end, and you're all going to need to find some form of cover to figure out what you're doing next.
16.
Okay. There's a building nearby that looks vacant as of now that you pass through, and you notice there is one of those bipedal rabbit creatures but it's
Right.
stuck wrapped inside of a curtain, so it looks like it can't get out of it. It looks to be the safest place for you to start, as you have entered into a much more highly populated area out here.
Okay. Move into it. In here.
Should we deal with the rabbit while it's grappled and restrained?
Let's not leave the evidence.
I'd rather we try and move even stealthier, and killing something seems like it'll make noise.
Around this point, the magics fade, all of you become visible. The pass without trace fades as well. You're all about 20 minutes from that room.
So does my tongues.
Yes.
So what's the play now?
Well,
don't we just keep going? He saw through invisibility anyways, so
yeah, but there's a lot of people out there. I mean, we could just continue to try and sneak our way across. Which
I mean, I can cast Pass Without a Trace again.
How much earth can you move, Fordrum? Like, could you just tunnel us there?
No.
it's like
not a
literally
timely
5
manner.
feet.
You really want to tunnel, don't you?
Well, it'd be the less obvious way of them tracking us.
But
Does
it would
sound
make
like fun.
but it would make a lot of noise, I imagine.
Well, we could silence it too. I mean, there's ways, but it's not as easy as tunneling. So
And we'd be wasting resources on it.
Yeah.
For something that we don't even know will work.
right. So it might be valuable to pass without trace again. I don't know how you guys feel about invisibling us again. If that's a drain, then let's not do it.
I feel
How-
like that's probably not worth it at
Yeah.
this point.
If we want to turn people invisible, how about we turn the people invisible who are most worried that they will be spotted? Anyone else can remain just within the pass without trace. That way resources are kept at a minimum.
All of the eyes see through invisibility, so
But we're
those are the
past
things I'm
eyes.
worried about.
All
We're
right.
past the eyes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we?
past
We
the
are.
eyes.
Yes, you are all very past the
Oh,
ice.
in that case, I'm not worried about it at this point.
Okay.
I've burned a lot of spells to get us this far. I don't want to burn
Mhm.
any more.
I only
Yeah.
used one spell. I still have lots of slots.
Then let's get our pass without trace on and move it.
Well, I was going to say, if we wanted to scout it real quick, we could send Zerzar to see if there's anything ahead. Or we can send the Spectre through the Ethereal to see if there's anything ahead. Just to make sure it's safe for us to move forward.
I feel like at this point we're safest if we stick together.
Yeah.
Yes, let's not split up needlessly. We are in the lion's den. If someone goes ahead and there's no one to back them up, then they are what we call in the business fucked.
You call them that too?
Is that the technical term? Or
It
As
depends
technical
on
as
the,
Broska knows.
it depends on
I'm not sure what
Depends-
business you're talking about, because I thought with the brothel that was the point.
No, it depends on the business we're talking about. With the brothel, yes, of course, that's
Okay,
the whole
sorry.
point of it. But
Time
for
is
this,
ticking, guys.
Yeah.
but for this situation, no, we'd be dead.
Zorozar.
I'm sorry I judged you.
Oh
I
no, no
was
judging at all.
just thinking brothel owner. I apologize, really.
No, absolutely, I do not blame you. But let us.
All right, let's just go.
Capriccio is right. Let us go. We will have a talk later over ale.
so,
Done.
I would like a normal, everyday stealth check from everybody. And we forgot
I-
to do it last time. Yeah. What were we saying?
Oh, I was gonna say I still make mine with advantage.
Yes. Now,
And we still plus
Argan,
10 from-
Sinclair does have disadvantage because he is exhausted. Capriccio, are you casting Pass Without Trace again?
He did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then everybody gets a plus 10.
39.
32.
This is Sinclair,
24. Okay.
and this is Argan, which will probably be lower even without disadvantage.
Oh, that was so
That's a
close.
save.
That was so close to it too. For a total of 14, that would have been funny.
And natural ones are immediate failures, right?
Yes.
So that
You
would be
all gain the respite of, since you all gain the benefit of one person can carry a high score, you also gain the negative of one person can fuck everything up.
So I got a nat 20 to his nat 1.
Oh, null and void.
They
Nat
just
ones
cancel each
cancel
other
out
out.
nat 20s.
so. Hold on. that's-
Roscoe, my dude.
I'm curious to see your average. Our average is 30.
That beats
I had advantage.
most passive perceptions of my NPCs. Well, one thing you have to consider, could a player character have a 30 passive perception?
Yes. My Satyr, my Friday game has almost a 32.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yes, it is. It is.
And he has observant too, so he knows when someone's talking shit.
I can see the future.
I see the decision you're about to make. Don't go there.
I can see the wacky 3 digits on the back of your credit card, but I'm not going to use it yet.
So, you all continue your journey forward. This segment of the vast and large chambers you are entering towards has a very high population of individuals here. People are working nonstop. They have guards patrolling around the area. They have archaeologists digging and digging and digging right now. You take note that one of these archaeologists, they're shackled with a large rock chaining them to the ground. This individual seems pissed off and reluctant as somebody is dragging him over towards a large set of double doors that, upon getting to it, 3 guards have to lift this hefty, large latch off of it and begin pulling it open. And you start to see all of this fungal-like growth inside. Capriccio, nature check, please.
Okay.
I'm also proficient in nature if that does anything.
Yes, you may.
Oh, ignore that.
Broska's good proficient in nature.
Ignore that plus 10.
Oh, it just makes me so happy a barbarian has skills. Oh, I've had like 12 barbarians. This is the first one that's useful. I mean,
I speak 5 languages. I have magic. I do skills.
most OP character in the game. He can do things and not die. Okay, anyways. Capriccio, you're not quite sure what that was. Strange. Braska, that's blight growth. Uh-oh. That's like an undead plant. Like a plant that turns things into like zombie forms of themselves. Not really zombies, but like imagine you when you're pissed off, but you don't know what is a friend or an enemy, and everything is an enemy.
No
I
wonder
think
don't
exactly that to the entire party.
What did you say, Capriccio?
know. I said, no wonder I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't seem very druid friendly.
Yeah, I saw it this one time in the what do you call it? Book.
Liar.
Okay, it was a pamphlet.
You did not see that in a fuck, sir.
I'd be concerned if you did.
So
Somebody told you not to smoke it once.
Mentally, I asked so which direction is the library and from where we're at now?
Let me look.
Let's take a look.
I checked the map for the location of Delilah's. From here. Is it in that room?
it's through that room. There's supposed to be a secret chamber to the left-hand side through that hallway before something that is labeled as
No.
a tree of life.
A tree of life?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unlife, maybe.
No, that means this stuff has grown to taint the tree of life and to try and disturb it.
Wait, what tree of life?
I don't know. Look, it says it on the map. This thing says little picture, kind of looks like a bush, but it's a tree. They don't draw well on this thing. Sorry, Theo. But it says tree of life.
Have I ever heard of the trees of life?
Roll me a history or nature check. Your call.
Okay.
That seems like a fey give me. Like, no? Okay.
Not necessarily. What'd you get?
I got a 15.
Got a 15. Okay. Trees of life are Are you religious in any capacity, Capriccio? Any religions that at least like follower worthy for you?
Nope.
Okay.
The Fey
Unless there's a plant
doesn't care
god.
too much about the gods.
True, but it's worth an ask.
Yeah.
So, you know that trees of life are supposed to be a gift from the Wild Mother, also known as the goddess Exandria, who represents the world.
I will telepathically relay this information.
Isn't that no one?
Huh?
You hear a very bitter yes in your mind when you bring up no one.
What?
Do I know anything else regarding no one as far as religions?
No
one was not her real name. She was what? She was.
Yeah, I
Rob,
know.
Yeah, but that's just what he goes by. It's funny. Anyways, do you know anything else as far as her religion goes? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, because we used to have a druid in the party that was a worshiper of hers and was a stoner. So
roll me a religion check.
disadvantage Argon.
$22. We love 22.
Oof.
Sorry, I was talking to my wife. I couldn't
You're
tell
fine.
you
You're fine.
the score.
So, you would be aware that she is also known in her sacred followings, like Cade, as Mother of the World and the one who gave us the great sacrifice. She is the one who transformed herself into many different things around the world in order to preserve its survivability for mortal kind and nature. She gifted mortal kind trees of life in order to give them sanctuaries from harshness, things that could not easily be corrupted and would give them respite from inhospitable places. As a for instance, you know that there is one in Exandria that is in this mountain range that is completely unsurvivable by anybody's standards except for within 5 miles of that tree. Despite all the harsh winds, the storms, the blizzards, everything that transpires, It is perfectly calm and perfectly livable within that radius. It is a gift from a god to all of mortal kind. One of the truly selfless acts that any god has ever committed. Comprised out of her own body.
I relay that to everyone, and I say to Fordrum, do you think you want to commune with her to see if she can help us find the secret paths with this holy blunt? We've still got the bag of party supplies from, Cade.
I don't think this is the time to do that, but let's see how things shape up. I think we got to figure out how to get through that room.
Well, there's another path that's hidden. We got to find it.
Well, through that room leads to the hidden path into her room. You have to go down the corridor, and then there's like a hidden false wall that would lead into it. However, if you would like, you're more than welcome to roll a survival check on the map and see if you can't figure something out.
I would like to.
Go for it.
Do we know whether or not if just touching this plant will hurt us and turn us undead?
No, it's not that foul, but it is something that the longer you are within proximity of it, the worse off you all will get.
15.
Unless, of course, you're immune to poisons. Some people are. 15. Fordrum.
Yep.
Looking at this image, you have to double check with Theo that, its proportions are accurate. There's a building across the way that you see there's a couple of guards, taking their lunch break inside of. That its back wall connects to it by only about 10 feet or so.
Does this look right to you, Theo?
Yeah, I try to scale it proportionally from that giant map we drew. I know you're complaining a lot, but it's not that terrible, my work.
No. It's a perfect copy of what wasn't great drawing to begin with. So no, I'm not knocking your art at all. You just, sometimes
you can do some work. I know.
You're just copying other people's work, and that's what it is. It's not your drawing, it's theirs. So I relay that. Look, there's a wall. It's only about 10 feet. We could potentially get through it, but it's in that building where those guys are taking lunch. So the question is there a quick way to dispatch those guys who are getting lunch?
There's 2 of them, just to clarify for everybody. Only 2.
Do any of us have the ability to silence an area?
I do.
So we could try to make this quick and quiet and get past them. Or we could try to wait this out and see if we can, see if their patrol goes another direction and try to go through this area.
If you silence the area, me, Braska, and Zurazar can take these 2 out instantly.
Okay. Well, you got to be careful for those guys over there too. But yeah, I'll do that as soon as you guys start moving. What's my range to that room?
You are about 80 feet away from it. And to answer your question, they are eating pastrami sandwiches, Braska.
I have killed for less.
Yeah, if you silence the doorway where they're at and inside, we just push them in.
Yep.
And take them out and dispatch them.
Yep. When you guys start moving, I'll cast. I'll cast right when you get there.
Okay, I'm going to shift my blade my pack weapon into my blade. So now it's the pack katana.
Alrighty.
And then I guess me, Zerzar, and Roscoe will start charging at them.
Alrighty. Zozar, you're down with that?
Who are we charging again? I'm sorry.
You
There.
got to sneak to them.
There's
But-
2 dudes 80 feet away from you inside of a home that you need to get inside of. Forgeum's going to be silencing on top of them once you guys are actively jumping them.
Do we know if they're like the guards we saw earlier?
They look to be the same caliber of guard, yeah.
I don't know if we will be able to kill them quickly, but we can at least do our best before they try to raise an alarm.
Well, I can be right behind you. Theo and Capriccio and Argan could follow up just beyond that.
Well, let's get close to it first. We can kind of see if there's any more that we have not seen yet, and we can go from there. If we think we can jump them quickly enough, we do it.
Great. Go for it.
Oh, we have to wait for a second.
Yep.
If you see a crossbow on the ground, kick it away from them.
Oh, I still
Should
have
be.
one of their crossbows, actually.
Ooh.
So I guess we just move up towards the tent or the hovel, whatever it is.
I've that's the plan once DM gets back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lean up against the wall and watch what you guys do. I'm not getting involved. The only thing I could do is gonna be way too loud.
You could probably, if you have line of sight, you'd probably get a sapping sting in or something.
Yeah, I guess I could sapping stick as long as I stay outside of range. That's a very short range spell.
Yeah. But I mean, especially if you're first in initiative and someone goes prone, because then everybody else gets advantage on their attacks.
Yeah, that's true. All right, fine. Just trying to be lazy.
It really depends on like how our line of sight is, because I'm not going to just fire Eldritch Blast across the freaking place.
Well, we can only get so close because I can't cast inside the bubble either. So the good news is, Theo, that that Eyes knows both of us are here.
Yeah. Maybe a potential allegiance between the Lyceum and the Kryn.
Maybe. I gotta remember when I leave here just to send a note to Mother that number 3 is hunting her if she doesn't know already. I'm assuming that's what they were referring to number
That was-
3 hunting her.
Yeah, that was my assumption too.
We can also tell
Sorry.
our Bullstrucker guy that number 2 is here overlooking this abomination area.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
No worries.
Did they get candy?
No, it was it's stupid. Anyways,
So if we're going up to this place, do we need to make another stealth check?
no, all of you sitting inside have maintained your stealth, no problem actually.
Cool. I will then just, I guess, pull out my rapier. Can I give it a twirl in my hand? I'll say, if we're doing this, let's do it quickly.
As-
So once we get to the hovel, if there's only 2 in there, that's the plan.
You all wait for a moment. Everybody?
No, I think we're stealthing up to, yeah.
Yes. You all wait for a moment to make sure nobody's passing by or within proximity to notice your assault you're about to commit. I would like all of you to please roll me initiative.
Woo!
Let's go, Fordrum.
Yep.
Eh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh well.
Thankfully,
don't
we
know.
get surprise round.
Yeah, they don't know we're here. That's the important thing.
Cool.
Fordrum, what's your dex bonus? 2. Your dex bonus is 2. Okay, they would go before you then.
I don't know why.
Didn't register mine. Give me 1 second.
Make sure you click your token and then roll.
Oh, that's why. It's because it's freaking long ruler.
Yeah.
I don't know why it gave you an
But
18 point.
My original one was 9. So.
I don't know why it didn't roll you with disadvantage, Sinclair, because I clicked disadvantage, but
Initiative doesn't. You gotta
Oh,
roll
okay.
twice, and then input the lower number.
Okay, so 14, 15 for you. Oh, I did. Well, good. The second one was lower anyway, so that makes it easier. And then mine. Oh, where am I? Where am I at?
Hey. Go ahead and change that.
Yeah, because that spell lasts for like 8 hours.
It doesn't
8
say
hours.
your next initiative. It just says initiative.
I think you. I don't think so, but I'll double check it. I'll change
No,
it. Back if it does.
it's supposed to be your next one.
No, for the duration, the target can add 1d8 to its initiative rolls.
Oh.
Wow.
That lasts for 8 hours.
That's a first level spell?
It's a first level spell, yep.
It's a Dunamancy spell.
With my already +5 from my intelligence bonus.
That is actually disgusting. Alrighty then, guys. So. You
I'm
all.
going to assume Trent and Volstrucker 2 are not on the map.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Argon. You see your allies have began creeping up. They're moments away from their actual ambush against him, and Fordrum is about to cast his silence on that area. What would you like to do?
So, are we within about 30 feet then?
I'd put you, if you're standing at max range, you're 80 feet away. If you're creeping up with all of them, you're closer.
Well, because the only spell that I would cast is a 30-foot range. So if I'm outside of 30, that's fine. I'll just keep moving with the group, and I'll wait till next turn.
Move with them, and you're right behind them. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Then I will choose whichever one is closer, and I will do Sapping Sting, because I don't really want to throw a fireball.
Are you doing that before the silence zone?
Well, I can't cast it inside silence anyways, so...
My silence wouldn't affect us, though, if we're on the outside.
Yeah, yeah, so then I will wait. No, I will wait until the silence is up. So I will hold my action and cast that once the silence goes up.
It's been a while since we've done a lot of difficult combat. I need to get you guys back into shape before what's coming up. All right.
What?
Fordrum.
Yep.
Holy shit, almost perfectly timed. You should have been first. But Argon cheated with magic, so.
Yeah, darn cheaters.
Silence.
I'm rubbing off on them.
So, what is the command word for silence?
Shush.
Aw.
No, it's naked ant.
That was going to be my contingency spell.
Naked
Because
ant,
I was
naked
going to
ant,
put up a
naked
silence on contingency.
Yeah, just silence on top of yourself.
Yeah.
As a wizard, that could fuck you. But
yeah, it could.
Alrighty. So silence goes over them as the individuals seem to be having a leisurely conversation. They are immediately taken aback and look very confused. Sinclair, you get to creepily raise your head right next to them at the windowsill.
My spell would go off.
Yes, go ahead.
I had cast it already. It's DC 19.
Oh shit, yeah. Where's that
Constitution.
Constitution. Oh yeah, they have a +8 to this.
Let's see.
18. The guy sitting in the chair biting the sandwich feels the sting, and the chair flips out from underneath him as he falls down flat onto the ground prone. And he cries out, taking 7 points of damage.
Feel the burn of my 3d4 damage.
Wow. Okay, Sinclair.
I'm a threat.
You're muted. Sinclair.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
su-
It was acting up on me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Bonus action, fighting spirit. So, because I don't know if I get it on all attacks.
You
or
get
just the
advantage
first
on all attacks when you use Fighting Spirit.
One of these guys is already prone, Sinclair.
Oh. Okay.
Argon knocked his ass out of the chair.
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't fight and spirit him. I will just go up and lop into him because I have advantage now because he's prone.
So Samurai Yuri, I'm assuming.
It should be Pat. It should be when I first
Pact.
katana. Yeah.
Pact Katana.
Yeah,
Okay.
Come on, baby.
with advantage.
Yep.
I get 2 of these, and then if he's still alive, I'll action surge.
Oh, he's still alive.
Okay. Second one.
Oh, not for
He
long.
crits.
On a crit, you need to click the vicious down below in the damage section. Just click the damage.
Another 6. So 25. Oh no, 21.
Yep.
And then if he's still alive, then I will action surge and hit him twice more.
Go for it. He is still
Okay.
alive. He's not even hurt yet.
Another crit.
Another vicious.
That time for an extra 11.
Now he is beyond hurt.
So
He's
that's
hurting.
now 32 for that
And
attack.
Final attack.
I was really hoping to round that out with another crit.
That'd be something, all right.
Done 12 more damage.
Alrighty, all done. He's looking really rough. The other guy untouched, but he's really rough.
Yeah, that's all I can do in one round of combat.
Ruska.
All right, I'm gonna walk up and finish that guy off.
You're doing it to him.
He's gonna steel kill him.
Is he dead yet, or
How do you want to do this?
just
Revenge is sweet.
chop this one in half and go straight into chopping the next one?
The guy lying on the floor, you just hack in half at the torso and look over at the other individual still sitting and swing. Go for it.
I do also spare a look for Sinclair, like, ha, how's it feel?
I just give him a thumbs up, like it's about fucking time.
20 hits for 11 more. All done?
Yep.
It's about damn time. In a minute, Zubazar.
Cool. I'm going to just. Whoop.
Yep. You crawl through the window across the table to the other side of the individual who's still sitting in his chair and has yet to be able to put down his pastrami sandwich.
Oh, I feel for this guy.
Well,
He
that's
was
a shame.
just on
I
his
don't.
lunch break.
Yeah.
24 hits. Is your tongue flaming right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible sneak attack damage. Oh, well.
Wow. So
That's
that's a
fine.
total of 28.
Yes.
All right, it's a good chunk.
You know what? I'll do this though. Once I stab him like once in the chest, I'm gonna put it like right up against his neck. I'll peer around him, and I'm just gonna put a finger on my lips.
It takes an action to roll a intimidation.
If I'd have known that, I would have done that.
Would you like to redact that and do that instead?
Sure.
All right, so how much damage was that? 28?
Yeah, 28.
All right, let's add that to him. Roll me an intimidation roll.
So with advantage because he just saw his friend get butchered.
With opportunity, because all you're really doing is like
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Sorcery
Hold
bullshit about to engage.
Yeah, sorcery bullshit is about to engage. Yeah, I'll burn a sorcery point to reroll that.
Yep.
I can do better.
And this is why
No, I
you
can't.
are balanced.
You did worse.
That it's fine.
There was only 2 possibilities to roll worst. 12.
Look, I'm getting my bad rolls out of the way. It's
Good
fine.
call.
That's
good
true.
call.
That's
Before you
true.
have to fight Vecna. That's good. All right, 12. The individual looks over at you, pissed off, and now he looks like he's ready to put down his sandwich.
Okay, cool. Then let's see. Do I have anything else? I've got a tiny action. If he's like putting down a sandwich, kind of like dart off to the side and use my bonus action to hide.
Yeah, definitely. He has no reactions yet.
He just sees the scary half-orc, goes grab a sword. I'm just gone.
Yeah.
Was I really there?
Yeah, there's a table right there. Yeah.
I take a pastrami sandwich.
That is fucking rude. I'll allow it.
Zoop.
Made with Dijon mustard, by the way. Alrighty, Capriccio. And 2 iceberg lettuce leaves as well.
Okay.
Crunch on that, he wouldn't know the difference.
I am gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna throw a produce flame at him.
Alright, produce that flame.
Are you gonna toast my sandwich?
Yes.
Alrighty. You toast that sandwich. That definitely hits him. For 9.
Probably it, right?
The weakest flame I think you've ever produced in this session, in this campaign.
I know.
Huh.
I'm just not feeling it in this place.
Yeah, I mean, attacking a man when he's on his break is kind of like...
Oh no, it's not even that. It's just this place is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, that's fair as well. All right, Theo.
Does he look hurt at all?
He looks annoyed because his sandwich disappeared, and then there's little bits of sparks on his armor. He looks damaged, not hurt.
Okay. Just so I know for theatrical purposes, like my Eldritch Blast going off, it's not gonna like make a noise that would like alert people.
It makes a noise on impact. In the silent zone. Yeah.
Okay.
It's thunder damage that is noise everywhere.
Okay.
For force damage, it is noise on impact, you know.
Or if you use a boomstick.
Correct. That is a pew,
Oh.
and a boom boom.
Oh.
Those are some good blasts.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Oh, why are you still standing?
He's
That'll be
sitting.
my turn. Well, why are you still up?
Argan.
I guess I'll do the same thing I did last time, and I'll just sapping sting him because I don't want to throw a bunch of fireballs around.
Not yet.
10 damage this time.
Hey, we're going up. We're going up. Con. They are good at these. Okay, 21.
Yes. No damage. Nothing happens.
Already. The Zemnian soldier will stand up and start screaming. He will pull out his long sword at his hip and attack Roska twice.
Yeah.
19.
19 hits.
8 slashing damage. 11.
No.
Does he move outside my range?
No, he's standing right next to the guy who is looming over him.
That's fair.
He is going to action surge and attack 2 more times.
That does the thing. That one
15
doesn't.
misses, Yeah. That is 12 damage on a crit. Fordrum.
I think I would have done 20% of my hit points.
Take that. I yelled at, but nobody hears it. Ooh. Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does not.
Does a 19 hit?
It does. He currently does not have his shield on.
Okay, so 13 points plus another 2. I will also. Oh nope! I action surged in the last fight. Sorry.
We got a short rest. I don't know if you took a break though.
Oh, I didn't realize.
No, he was helping you with the
I was
map,
helping you with
wasn't
the
he?
map, so no.
All right.
So there,
Do your divine strike.
it's in there. So take your 15 points of damage.
Oh, he
Yes.
does. He does. Sinclair.
What is it to pick up the other sandwich?
Oh.
Is that an action or a free action?
I'll allow it as a free action.
Pick up the sandwich, I'll walk up right next to Broska, bite into it, and stab the guy.
Oh
It's
wow,
a
that's
dangerous game you're playing.
All right, I
That
have
is
to ask
just-
now, Sinclair, are you comfortable with PvP right now?
I'm fine if Broska wants to back hit me. Take the sandwich.
Not here, boys. Not
It's
here.
still a good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't mind.
Yeah, except we can all hear each other, so you just hear Braska's voice go, "Motherfucker."
You
I can
see
hear the
in my
surface
mind's
thoughts.
eye what's about to happen to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will go ahead and strike twice into this guy with my pack katana.
Alrighty.
God, I'm amazing. Why am I not playing a melee character?
Yeah, right?
I am wasting myself.
But you
as a
were.
wizard.
He's bloodied.
Did you make sure to hit the other button?
I
too?
did.
Yep, he
Okay.
did. 20 hits. Sinclair, how do you want to do this?
Nice.
Is it still
All Braska
advantage?
hears in his mind is,
Flanking, yeah.
and this one's mine. Nom.
So, the individual is glaring up at you as you put the other pastrami sandwich up to your mouth. This one has kale leaves on it, and this basic bitch used mayonnaise. You slide your katana into his chest, twisting it outwards as you withdraw, and by the time you flick it to the side, shooting the blood splaying across him in a streak, the individual collapses to the ground noiselessly.
I take a bite of the sandwich, and I just unceremoniously just drop the sandwich on this dude's face.
Hey, Braska, another free sandwich.
I am going to be smacking Sinclair with the flat of my blade.
Whack.
That's fine.
One of those little stings. Ah.
Zurzar will mentally say, I did try to have him surrender, but apparently sandwiches were more important than his life, so yeah, at least I respect it in a way, but also it's kind of fucking stupid.
Well, his friend deserved to die. He put mayo on a freaking pastrami sandwich.
Let's move these corpses into the building.
We want to cremate these real quick, so I'm going to use
Not
flame.
right out here. Let's move them in the building where not everyone can see the flame.
You're currently
Oh,
I
in
thought they
super
were always in
highly.
the building.
They are in the building, but you are in a very highly populated area right now, guys.
Is there like a
Right.
back room?
There is a wall that separates from this little area that looks like a casual dining area to another room that looks to be sleeping quarters. As you all go back there, you see there is a third guard lying on the bed, currently holding onto a pillow against his chest, snoring and drooling on a cot.
First things first, Joey.
Yeah.
I'm dismembering these guys because I remember that in Vecna's area, these things will turn into undead.
Damn it, somebody remembered
So dismemberment.
already. You're fully aware of how to do it. Forehead.
Yes.
One shot in the forehead.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Theo? Oh, you're all inside the silence inside the home, but mental, so yeah.
Oh, right.
So someone would have killed the dude in the bed.
Yeah,
I got
that
it.
was my
I got
thinking.
Oh,
As all
Those
three
are-
of you go over at the same time, and
He's in thirds.
the individual just starts screaming, lying in the silence area.
We're terrible people.
I think that was fairly well established. I say eating the rest of the sandwich.
I mean, I don't think we're terrible people at the current moment. These people are obviously doing something wrong. So, as I said, these people could be under some sort of influence. Though we can't show them any quarter, they won't show us any.
As long as we dismember them, that's all that matters, because we don't want them turning into undead.
Well, perhaps you can do the dismembering in the back room and not where there are windows.
Mm-hmm. And it's a pop in the brain through the forehead, that like they were doing on the earlier too.
Break the head. Got it.
What are you talking about, Theo? That just means it gets a continuous dream. It's fine.
Is that how that works?
We saw him inaudibly scream as he died.
He was having a nightmare. It's fine.
Yeah, he was having a nightmare about getting stabbed.
Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
No tears.
He
only
was in
dreams
horror
now.
about the mayo on the sandwich.
To be fair, that's going to keep me up, too.
He would have gladly done the same to you.
So, and the reason I'm really saying we should probably do the dismembering in the back, I don't think any of the guards want to walk by with a room just all of a sudden just covered in blood. So,
I agree with Zuzar. Let's pull it into a back room and pop the heads or whatever you want to do.
Prestidigitation.
Someone might want to prestidigitation.
Is that verbal components?
it is verbal components.
I will burn a sorcery point and do it subtly.
You're gonna have to cast it like 5 times to clean the whole room.
Never mind that.
Yeah, the way that everyone described their attacks, it's not like a little blood. This is like the back
like
of
Kill
the
Bill.
Corvette accidentally shot him with your fucking Magnum. Like,
Okay, yeah, never mind that.
You hear Brosco what he thinks after every fight. Man, am I glad I don't have to clean that up.
Can I get to the wall, Joey? That is the one that should be the common wall. Kind of in the
you
back
look
of the
at
room.
your map and start heading. Yeah, where that individual was napping. In fact, the wall is right there. 10 feet past this wall is supposed to be her chambers that she had here.
So that's where my next question comes in. Am I outside of the, silence is a 20-foot radius sphere? Am I outside of it where I would be? Because I feel like my stone shape
has verbal components.
Might have, hold on, let's see. Please hold while that's not right.
Very few spells don't have verbal components.
Very few.
Let alone powerful ones.
Yeah, stone shape definitely does. I'm looking at it right now. I have it as a druid.
Yeah, it definitely has verbal. So I'm going to need to do it. Is there? No, never mind. The range is touch. So I can't say it, cast it over here, run into the silence and touch the wall. That doesn't really work.
Doesn't really work, no.
No.
Okay. Well.
But you could technically go and drop the silence and then put it up where you have 5 feet of room back there to work, and then everything else is silence.
So, I mean, that's kind of the question. Can I go along tapping the wall until I hear it, hear my hand against it, and then if it's the same common wall, would I be able to cast it there so that I would have the silent buffer, as it would be?
Okay.
The soundproofing between me and the outside world.
I like this. You start knocking, and then you get over to one of the corners where, if you put your face in the corner, you can speak clearly and fine.
Good.
It's a radius, so it is a circle around the area. So you just stick your
So
face in the corner, and you can cast your spells normal.
Good. If I can get my hand between my mouth and the wall, on the wall, then I should be able to open up this hole.
Alrighty. And your stone shape can move how much earth at once?
It's 5 feet and touch an object from the form of 5 foot and form it into any shape or any purposes. So it's like a 5-foot dimension.
5 feet in any dimension.
Yeah. So you can make a passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. Door frame and seal. So if it's 10 feet thick, could I cast it twice?
Yes. That is what you will have to do.
That I can do.
Alrighty. You cast your spell twice. You all watch as a segment of the wall separates open, and then another one breaks open as well. And when you peer forward, there's a chamber in front of you all. This very simple and ancient chamber looks like it has not been utilized in, well, quite some time. It appears to have a desk. There's bits of dust lying around that would suggest there was 2 books sitting on it. Now, only one of them remains. You see that there are drawers connected to this desk that look far newer than the rest of this area, presumably built down here after its downfall centuries ago. These drawers have one of them completely pulled out and missing right now. Behind that, there's a very lavish-looking bed placed into the back wall. And currently there's an individual lying in that bed, relaxing, eyes closed. They look over in all of your direction, as they could hear the stone being shaped on their side, and just give you a casual wave. This individual, Theo, is wearing the symbol of Denthalis. A halfling. Man. Little bit of a boil on his right nose. A blackened spot, mole, right underneath his eye. Just gives a casual wave.
Do I know you?
You all are still standing inside the silence, so he cannot hear you.
Well, I could speak in his head.
Oh, you echo into his mind. No, but anyone with your complexion clearly isn't working with them. He gives you a smile.
All right. I'll tell everybody mentally, you guys can relax a bit. He's wearing the symbol of my family.
Oh, so no kill yet.
I would suggest we move into the room and then close this hole.
What do we do about the mess?
I'd like to make one more option. Could we move into the room and then I'll slide the bed in front of the hole?
It's a 5-foot hole and it's a cot.
Oh, it is just a cot.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like one of those like stationary military cots that just prongs, flat.
Yep, but stood up, that sucker would cover it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
So while people are moving and it's still quiet, I'm gonna stand like as many of them there are in here. I'm gonna put like 2 or 3 against the wall, standing as if they've been stacked for removal or something. I'll do a quick rearrangement of the furniture to make it look like somebody maybe was getting ready to play a card game or something like that, or have a whatever, and make it so that the opening isn't in easy line of sight from, let's say, the doorway.
Okay.
And then let everybody go in and get in there.
I will walk inside and I'm going to ask the gentleman, you wear the symbol of my family. Who are you and what are you doing here?
Oh. My name is Iron Zaru. And he'll give you a bow. I am currently on work release for Denthalis. I have a couple of associates of mine that alerted me of this area, so I came down here to investigate it. Apparently, well, Lady Briarwood used to reside here long ago. Aside from my official purpose that can only be relayed to family heads. I'm sure you understand. But I am a scholar of study. He holds his hands up. You clearly see his robes dignifying him as, yeah, this guy is like, He could probably throw a wicked fireball, but he would get fucked up instantly for doing it.
Family heads, huh?
Yes, of course.
I am actually a student of one of the direct heads of our family, Essek Bayless.
Oh, Essek, you are his Theo.
Yes, that is me.
He has spoken very highly about you in our conversations. He is one of the individuals who actually appointed me to come here.
I kind of figured that at this point. What discoveries have you made here with this Briarwood study?
If I'm being completely honest with you, not a grand amount. He sees you adjusting the bed over at Fordrum and will cast a minor illusion, making it just look like there's a wall there.
Is there any sentries that we need to be aware of, sir?
Oh, yes. I assume you will be exploring down here. He looks at you, Theo.
Oh, forgive me. These are my traveling compatriots. They are very trustworthy people, and I will introduce everyone one by one.
Yeah, we killed the person that this library belongs to.
She's been dead for whatever. So, that is perfectly fine, so long as they are your associates and trustworthy. There is a corrupted tree of life here. It is the third one within proximity of Jorhas that we have been able to discover, and I am here to research the exact arcane influences that seem to be holding on to it so fervently.
Are you aware of the Shade's presence in this area?
Oh, yes, of course.
How did you get in here without raising any alarms?
Well, my associate who had found this location also found. He pulls at a rug on the floor, and there's a teleportation circle. This.
And that doesn't pop up on any of the on any sort of alarms.
Do you know a grand amount about Lady Briarwood?
I know the
she
stories.
likes playing with dead people.
Well,
I know the stories.
Before she was in threat to Tal'Dorei, she was in leagues and worked with many different dens in Jorhas, and before that, she was seen as one of the leaders of practition and arcanum within the Empire. Her magical coding is congruent with all of theirs. Therefore, so long as you use her circle, you are capable of teleporting as if you were one of them.
Can I roll inside just to make sure?
Sure.
While they're talking to him, I'm just gonna pop a squat on the floor and pull out my book and start jotting down coordinates.
I'm gonna also relay to him that Ichabod and his number 2, the Eyes, are in the area.
Wait. Ikathon is here.
He huffed into a pile of black smoke.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to be leaving now. What was your insight? You have to say it out loud so people watching know.
Oh, right. Natural 20.
Yeah!
34.
34. So, at least the woo is good, you know? Exactly. This individual seems to have a very malicious smile when he says, we could just come here and they wouldn't know the difference. He has the same type of let's fucking kill them energy that Theo and Braska share. Though
hey, I share that energy too.
Yeah, that's fair. All three of them share. That seems to be how he's expressing it. You don't sense any deception. Though the moment Ikathon is mentioned, he clearly has a worry about him, and he seems to be acting a little bit more militant, as if like his training says, get the fuck out of there.
Well, Icky went and puffed back wherever he's hiding out at, and left his number 2 in charge of searching for a Fae and a Kryn and person from the Lyceum
Are all
And-
lines all stuck together still?
Yes.
Okay, you hear naked ant, motherfucker, just shut up. So sorry, Sinclair, I didn't mean to let that out. I forgot.
It's just what he said.
I really apologize.
But he seems to be
Naked ant.
further away from this region. They did just send someone through the blight plant.
Oh.
Looked
well,
like a slave. So
I
maybe
didn't
they're
know
feeding the
I
plant.
didn't know the Empire kept slaves. Look at them progressing. Anyway.
Well, all the archaeologists look to be shackled, so
Oh, they must have a learned person who didn't wish to assist them. That they do quite often, actually.
Progressing. I'll just start bubbling about how is that progressing as I continue to work on the thing on the floor.
Now, I understand your training and protocols would dictate you to leave as such an announcement of his presence, but before you do so, we are trying to close one of these so-called portals that I spoke to our royal court about, but if we were to succeed in this, it could really benefit our den as a whole and ascend our name there. Do you know any information or feel any magical strangeness around any specific areas?
Oh, yes, there's a large influx of magical energy down here. It's very strange, actually. I sometimes feel waves of nausea and then waves of insight just travel through me. I will say
I know.
that you're the one who's supposed to be studying these magical portals opening up across the realm, correct?
That's what the royal families have left to me. Yes.
Ah, that sucks.
well, we have tools to do it. It's just a matter of finding where it's at. We know that this area is still enriched with Vecna's power, which is probably that nausea feeling you get. Because if you die here, you get turned into an undead.
Right, which is why I do not wish to die. And thank you for your warning about Trent, but I do not wish to be anywhere near anything he has anything to deal with. My protocol is to leave. I will, however, leave you with some of my research notes. Of course, I've already made backup copies as I was copying them down. And he reaches into his robes, pulls out a tome, and hands it over to you, Theo.
All right.
Do you happen to have a means of opening up a portable hole or something so we can chuck all his stuff of Delilah's into it and take away from the Empire? We don't want them to get their hands on this as well as the biological weapons that they're trying to use.
Well, they shouldn't be savvy to this area at all. And biological weapons. I do not possess those abilities. I am a scholar. I have learned how to ritually be capable of this teleportation thanks to my practices. And that is all of the research notes that I have on all of these topics. I will be leaving. He gives you a bow, Theo.
Before I bow back, I will ask: Are you heading back to Jorhas by any chance?
I am, yes.
Could you just give a message to the royal court for me? This is just proof that I am making progress, and hopefully some of our arcane scholars might know something about this. And I will use minor illusion and conjure up an image of the that pearl-like bead that dropped when we closed that rift to that realm.
Curious.
Get a good look at this so that you can produce this image as well.
He starts rotating around, looking at it very specifically, and pulls out a second tome, pulls out a quill, tosses it in the air where it begins writing, then pulls out a third tome, pulls out a quill that he manually starts writing with. Very well.
Yes. I would like to show the families that I at least make some progress here.
I will gladly do that. Now, I may also ask, as my indentured servitude to your den is a little straining on my own practices, will you please put in a good recommendation with your master?
Of course, you know that I will do so.
We'll give you a deep bow. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. And this teleportation, he looks over at you, Argon. It is monitored by the Dynasty, just to keep in mind.
Yeah, this is just in case I want to use it later.
Very well.
But I appreciate the heads up.
And he will scoot you out of the way so he can pull out his own chalk and get the fuck out of there. You said the leave word. Ikathon, there is a global order in all of the Empire to flee if he is in proximity.
Is the Kryn Dynasty in league with the Tal'Dorei Council as far as this war goes?
Theo, you would be the one aware of this.
Yeah.
And Zurazar, actually, no.
Yeah.
Tal'Dorei opposes some of the habits that the Dynasty still have.
Yeah, we have
Would
some
it be more accurate to say that they're...
Then mentally, I will ask Theo in our group consciousness, should we inform the Kryn about the biological that is called the, I believe, long death or freezing death or something? It basically makes your body temperature go to sub-zero and you cough and cough until you die.
I think this is the first time I'm actually hearing about this.
We found out about it in Isocross.
He wasn't there.
It's the reason we were in Isocross. We were finding out what made it and subsequently an antidote for it. For another noble that was related to our deceased companion's father, basically.
And you gave the Empire this antidote so they can use it?
Oh no, we pissed in it.
We kept them from getting enough of a sample to be able to mass produce the virus, and then we gave information about how to create an antidote to several members of the Tal'Dorei Council and a couple of places outside of that.
So Tal'Dorei might be able to use it as a bioweapon.
No, we did not give Tal'Dorei the ability to give it as a bioweapon. We only gave him the ability to create an antidote.
Okay, so that's... I shouldn't be the one able to explain this.
But we also know that they're experimenting with humans as well.
Well, if you were to give this information to Theo, he would have definitely have said it.
I'm giving it to you to give to him if you wish.
For the antidote?
I think the Kryn need to know that the Empire are instilling weapons of mass destruction. They are trying to use biological, they're trying to use these rifts, they're trying to use their super soldier program. We've got all this information about it, and you just get a flood of all that information into your mind.
All right, yeah, and I would relay every down to every last detail about it then.
Alrighty.
I want to be friendly with the Kryn.
Wait. Really? Oh. I thought your master was supposed to be out there researching this himself. Good to know.
Yes, I have a few questions for him myself, but I haven't been able to contact him for a bit. We'll see.
Is that unusual?
He can be secretive.
Well then.
Somebody take the smort away from Braska.
Braska, you take 20 points of psychic damage.
That's fair.
Every time barbarians say something smart, barbarian get hurt. All right.
So yeah, I believe since you're going back to the dynasty, you should be able to give that information to the dynasty, as these crimes that the Empire are doing affect everyone, especially these portals that they're trying to weaponize.
So, Argan, it is going to take you, what is it, an hour to copy this down?
Probably.
Can I short rest?
Likewise.
All of you are welcome to short rest while you are here. The minor illusion does disappear, by the way.
I'll investigate the room. And where is the
Yeah.
tree of life that we were talking about?
Roll your investigation.
Okay.
I'm going to assist Fordrum.
Does that mean I get advantage? Good.
Yes.
I need.
Because you don't want me rolling it.
You don't want me rolling it.
I have disadvantage normally. It's better to give you
Did my
a straight roll.
12. Boardroom. Investigating through, the desk has etched into it an image of this very large, vast tree. And there's a bunch of writing in Undercommon attached to a couple of notes on the table as well. Do you speak Undercommon, Forge?
No, but I think we've seen it a few times, and I know that Sin does. So as soon as
since I'm with Fordrum helping him, I would say exactly what it says because I can read all written.
Perfect. It describes outwards: tree of life, decrepit and kept unsafe thanks to one of Vecna's generals. They used their perpetual state of death and connection to the shade in order to imbue death into this tree itself, nullifying its nurturing and naturing energy within proximity. While doing this, they were able to conduct additional experiments and flood it with additional necrotic energies in order to reverse its healing abilities and starting to corrupt anybody who stays within proximity for too long. Death of the general is confirmed, happened 1 year ago, and taken care of by allies to the Kryn dynasty. Underneath all of that, you read, the tree has not been able to recover its nurturing nature. The assistance from a powerful druid is necessary in order to imbue it with enough life in order to help. No druid has been able and willing to make the sacrifice of their own life's energy and time span off their own life in order to heal the tree so far.
Argan, got a question for you. You know how we took all that negative energy out of the diamond? Can we put all this negative energy back into the diamond? It is technically a conduit.
The answer might be in these research notes that the gentleman gave me, and I'll hand it over to Argan.
Sure, it might be possible.
Also, Ricio, Vecna's people blighted your tree. It's no longer a life tree, it's a blight tree.
I don't think it's his tree. I don't think he worships that god.
I do not, but it seems to be something very important. Is there no way to heal it?
The document that we see here on this table says only a powerful druid who wishes to sacrifice some life energy to heal the tree could do it. That's why I'm saying there's a way for us to pull the negative away with the diamond. Then maybe we can, not have as big a toll on, say, you or Roska.
I don't know if I consider myself a powerful druid, but I would like to at least maybe see the stream. Maybe I can talk to it. Maybe there's still some hope for it. Maybe it knows a way to reverse what's been done to it.
Well, if you go near it, I would suggest if you have any way of protecting yourself against poison, that would be useful.
Remember, Capriccio, protection is very important.
Against poison.
Don't listen. This is me and Broska having a philosophical debate about the fact that we gave the antidote to Tal'Dorei. This has nothing relating to what you guys are talking about.
So, everybody, you're copying down a new teleportation circle into your book, Argan. The first one in a long time.
Since Isaac. No, not. That's not true. I copied one down in Whitestone.
Oh yeah,
she gave me access
she
to
did
White
give you that.
Stones.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, not bad then. Oh,
Argan, you said your bag of holding is empty, correct?
It's not empty.
Well, you want me to start chucking Delilah's books in there?
There's only the one tome on the desk, and then the thing that Theo has, the notes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there were more books in this area.
Everything else looks cleaned out.
Ah.
There's an indent of clearly a lot of dust settled where a second book would have been, but that book is missing.
Capriccio, if you want to go sit by the tree, I can cast some protection from poison on you. But I'd like to sit with you too, if you don't mind.
I wouldn't mind at all. But I would definitely like a chance to speak to it.
Yeah, I'd like to be near that.
Yeah, I just want you to be safe. It's all Capriccio. I don't want. As much as I hate the Fae, I don't hate you.
That's very.
I will take that as the compliment I'm sure it's supposed to be.
I'll be very honest. That definitely was the most backhanded compliment you could have ever given him. But
I fucking hate him, but I like you.
You're okay.
I will choose to see the positive side of it.
Oh, I see the positive side as well. It doesn't mean I can't see the slap in the process.
Yes. I can protect myself from poison, but I don't have it. I'm not ready to do something like that.
Well, you know I trust your abilities. I know you don't need to be coddled.
But yes, I would like to see it.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
Also, can I prestidigitate the blood out of the room?
Oh yeah, easy enough.
Sure.
Now, guys, Argan is copying down his notes. Theo, I assume you're the one reading, since these are written in Undercommon.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And it is with the Den Thalis encryption as well. So the average individual would not be capable of reading this. But luckily, another group made a connection with Den Thalis, so you're in luck.
Nice.
Yep. Zurazar is committing to cleaning up the crime scene. Fordrum is...
That won't take about like a minute, though, because...
Right. I'm just wrapping up.
Okay, sorry.
Fordrum is imbuing Capriccio with the safeguarding energies of his god in order to burn away any poison that may try to settle itself upon him. And Sinclair is helping to clean up as much of this area as possible and looking for any additional notes. Leaving you all here, deep within enemy's territory, a snowball's range away from every type of danger the Empire could throw at you. This is the perfect place for us to end the session. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you very much for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.